I think I solved the intro. I feel like Jacob and I just cannot be in the room with the intro.
That's true.
We cannot be in the same place while the intro's going. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Left Side Strong Side. I'm Chance Ellison, joining my co-host, Jeffrey Kahn. Jacob Leonard is also with us. He's on the God mic. Jacob, say hello to everybody.
Good day, mates. It's a pleasure being here with y'all. We're knee deep in wedding planning here, so I'm going to be doing some things regarding that, but I want to be able to chime in, but you just can't watch me.
Now, tell us, I never talked about football, but I want you to tell us your detailed thoughts on Crocodile Dundee and how you think it represents your people.
Oh, Lord.
Well, Crocodile Dundee is Paul Hogan's finest work. Paul Hogan is one of the 5 greatest Australians of all time. Now, the first one...
Who are the top 5? Mel Gibson?
Well,
the 3 Hemsworths and me.
Mel Gibson. Look, Mel Gibson is not from Australia. Mel Gibson is actually from the United States. If you look at where he was born. So top 5 Australians all time. Number one, hands down, Steve Owen.
Of course. Absolutely.
Number 2, Bindi Irwin.
Okay.
Number
son. Okay.
Bindi's a girl's name. Bindi's a daughter.
Oh, his daughter.
Number 3 is Paul Hogan.
Okay.
Number 4, Number 4 is probably Toni Collette.
Ooh.
And then,
she is awesome. I forgot about that.
Yeah, nice. Good.
Yeah, and then the number 5 slot, you'd think I'd go Kate Blanchett, but I'm going to go with a huge 6 Feet Under fan, so I'm going to go with Rachel Griffiths. Academy Award nominated actress Rachel Griffiths.
Obviously.
Of course.
Over all the other obvious names, yeah.
Yeah, no. Kate Blanchett, suck it. No, Rachel Griffiths.
Jackman's gone.
Jackman, nope. Nicole Kidman, out of here. All right. Yeah, as much as I'd love to continue this bit for the entire show, and trust me, I really would. Get up here, Babs.
Camera. There.
Good night, mate.
There we go.
It was all a ruse for those of you.
It was all a ruse. Ha ha. We fooled you. We are here to talk about the NFL Week 7. If we get to you at this point because this is one of the week for the Rams actually did something. We'll get to that a little later. Let's start off with our Thursday night game. We have the Broncos versus the Saints. 2 of us really did believe in Spencer Rattler over Bo Nix. And look, neither one looked very good.
No.
But this shows you not to trust Spencer Rattler.
Yeah. It was like the one time I didn't go watch a movie on Thursday, and I chose to watch this. I regret everything. This was terrible.
Yeah. Well,
this is not much of a game of the week.
You can still watch a movie. Look, on the West Coast, the football games end early enough. You can still watch a movie after it's done.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I did. I did go see a movie not when the game was over, but after a good chunk of the game. I went to go see Smile 2 at 8:00, so I got to see a good amount of this game. I got to see Bo Nix somehow overthrow and underthrow a receiver at the same time.
So the question is, which was scarier, the football game or Smile 2?
Which is more horrifying to
witness. Smile 2 terrorized me in theaters for several months, so I'm inclined to say that, but Bo Nix is very close. Bo Nix is very, very close.
He might be the best running back on the Broncos.
He might be, and that's fucking...
No, Javonte Williams had quite the game.
It was a joke.
He did. No, Javonte Williams had a good bounce back.
It's just... what are the Saints? The Saints are just... They're just at no man's land because everyone's injured, and they're just playing out a lost season.
It's also the Saints are also in a bad spot just in general because you look at the cap space. My brother sent me this graphic for cap space for the teams going into next season. There's only 2 teams that are under the cap for this year as of right now. Okay, if I had to ask you both to guess, How much? I'm sorry, three teams that are over the cap. Saints number one by a mile. How
Sure.
far over the cap do you think they are? If they ask you both to guess,
$63 million.
100 mil. I'm shooting for.
actually, split the difference between your two guesses. You got $82 million over the cap.
Wow.
Oh, I was just closer.
To give you
Actually, I was not.
the next team, the Cleveland Browns, is only $4 million over the cap.
Oh wow!
Oof.
And they just signed Kamara to an extension.
They just announced today they extended Alvin Kamara, which we all
Pushing it
said
further down the line.
how
They're just pushing it further down the line. That's Jacob.
they are.
Pushing the
Can I just say real quick? It's
Jesus.
amazing. It's amazing that the Browns, with that assembled level of talent, is over the cap. You'd think they'd be about 100 million under the cap based on the performance.
Oh, with the talent
All
they have,
on
yes,
one
we absolutely assume
contract.
that.
all on
Yeah.
one.
I wonder who's responsible for this.
One contract does a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, Saints. Look, I hope New Orleans enjoyed those first 2 weeks. They clearly did. There were no murders in the state of New Orleans for 2 weeks. If you're a native of New Orleans, run, hide, but lock your doors. It's about to get messy.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think it's about to get. It might get worse. I think they lost. Didn't they lose somebody else in this game?
Rashid Shaheed.
Rashid Shaheed. That's it.
The sheet before the game, and he's out for the year.
Yeah, it was announced like the day of or the day before he was gone for the season, knee injury. And then Olave missed the game with a concussion. And, hopefully he'll be back. But
Still out. Yeah.
He might come back and be like, Spencer Rattler's quarterback. I'm still concussed.
yeah, well, are they
what's
going
his
back
name?
to Rattler?
I don't know. If
Are they going back to Rattler? Or are they going to do Haina? Because I feel like Haina performed better.
at this point, does it really matter?
Yeah, does it matter?
I mean, I think
Especially
so.
if
You
they play a
saw
halfway
Spencer Rattler. I don't think Deshaun Watson was worse than Spencer Rattler.
If they play a half decent defense, I don't think it matters. And the Broncos are more than a half decent defense, even without Surtain for this game.
Even after yesterday. But yeah, also,
They did not need Surtain.
who the fuck saw this coming? The Broncos are 4-3.
That's true. They're in the hunt for playoffs.
They're firmly in the hunt.
A good defense goes a long
I
way.
mean, but look who those wins are against.
Yes.
They picked up a win against Spencer Rattler. They picked up a win against the Raiders.
Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers.
And they picked up a win against the ghost of Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
And Baker Mayfield, which was
that's not at the time that was impressive. Yeah.
So that was impressive.
It'd
It'd be less impressive now, which we'll talk about later.
It's all about stacking wins, and they could be feisty.
They could be like a very
as long as Belichick doesn't crater out completely, and the defense continues to be good. I think they have a shot at losing in the first round.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to our next game. Going. Oh, sorry. You want to say something?
No, of course you're gonna keep the exit for this.
Well, I was gonna say, could you imagine?
God
Can you imagine if the Jets go on a run to get up to 9 and to get up to 9-8, and then miss the playoffs on the tiebreaker to the Broncos?
Because of the Broncos, that'd be amazing.
That'd be hilarious. Okay. Back to London for a game that I'm sure Baz could be accent for. Patriots versus the Jaguars. Now, you know what? When this game started off, this looked really, really bad for Jacksonville because the Patriots at one point were up like 10-0.
10-0. And everyone who wanted Doug Peterson to be fired was like, yes.
Yes, please leave him over there.
Keep this up.
But then the Jags outscore the Patriots 32-6.
They just have again. It's just about talent at this point. The Jags just have, as bad as they are, they have more talent than the Patriots.
Now here's an interesting conundrum for the Jaguars. Etienne has not been performing well in the games he's been in this year, and you have another running back in the
Bigsby.
form of Tank Bigsby, who has been better this year. Only problem is
Yeah.
you already picked up Etienne's option. Granted, I think it's not very much, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was like a lower first round pick. So, yeah.
I mean,
don't know.
look,
It is, but-
look, you put him in a timeshare, make it
Yeah.
60-40 Tank Bigsby. Look, and by the way, if you're going to name your child Tank, by law, the child must be good at football. And so
That's true.
it's
If that's gonna be your nickname, you gotta live up to the.
yeah. So Tank, yeah.
Which, funny
Tank
enough,
is-
that nickname has nothing to do with football. It has
I
nothing
don't
to
think
do with
that memo.
football.
I don't think Tank Dell got that memo this week. But yeah.
No, Tank Dell, we have to have the discussion. But
yeah,
No, I think
he's
I
the
think
other
Craig
team.
is right that you do the timeshare because I don't think Bigsby can catch passes like ETN can. So that's probably,
yeah, I was thinking,
Also-
I like Etienne more as a receiving back.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, I mean, Doug Peterson seems to want to tank the season, so maybe
Heyo.
he'll see the name Tank and say, you know what, I like that idea.
That's why he's using Bigsby a lot. Got it.
But yeah, so the Jaguars are now coming off of a win. They're currently 2-5. 2-5?
I think
Yeah,
yeah,
too.
they haven't had a buy yet.
Yeah. So again, there's
They
a
could also
lot of
go on a run.
conversation about what. yeah. That is something that could happen. It's something that could happen. But yeah, so I'm curious because and again, we know where the WH has been fired yet. I don't think they're going to fire him until if they lose this week, he's definitely fired. He's 100% fired if they lose this week. Or
I wouldn't say 100. I guess I'm seeing who they play. They play the Packers.
Who are they playing?
The
Are they
Packers.
on bye? Oh,
No.
oh my! If
I don't think he
loses
gets
on the
fired if they
bye
lose the
week,
Packers.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't think if they lose the Packers, he's gonna get fired. I don't think it's 100% at this point, unless they like lose it like 4 or 5 in a row again. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Patriots. I mean, look, Drake May is. I think he's not the first player since. I think his first quarterback since Dan Marino started his first 2 games with 500 yards and 2 touchdowns. So I think looking okay, looking fine.
There's hope.
Team is quote unquote playing soft. That's not my word. That's Gerard Mayo's.
Ugh. Ugh.
Well, let me ask you: how many of Marino's touchdowns were in garbage time?
That's a good point.
Probably not.
Good point. Probably not very many. I couldn't tell you offhand, but probably not very many.
Yeah. Drake May just has to survive this year, and then it hopefully gets better next year.
That's a big
Just stay
goddamn
up.
if, though.
Just stay upright.
That's a big
Yeah,
goddamn
it
if.
is.
Moving on to our next game. We're going back over to the States. And we're starting off with what do we say this is our game of the week?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
We didn't talk about it beforehand, but I think this is a game of the week.
There were barely any good games, like competitive. Close
I
games.
mean, the Rams Raiders game was much more competitive than it ought to have been, but I think I'm okay giving this one game of the week.
Yeah.
Absolutely back and forth. The Viking, look, the Lions started off little sluggish. Dan Campbell does what he does. Strutted his Dan Campbell energy. Went for a 4th down in his own territory, like he does. Backfired horribly. Allowed the Vikings to come to a 10-0 lead.
Mhm.
This is where the Lions offense really started to wake up. And I honestly think, like, if you ended the season today, Jared Goff's MVP. Not saying he should be, given the criteria, given MVP is basically a QB award now.
Yeah.
Jared Goff would win MVP of the season ended today.
I mean,
At
I
halftime,
heard-
he was on pace to throw another perfect game with no incompletions. If he did that twice,
I mean, I think it would be close between him and Lamar. Although I heard an argument that MVP should rightfully go to Tua because look what that team does without Tua, and look what that team does with
Yeah,
Tua. I mean, he
by
seems-
the literal definition of most valuable, then
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I think it's
but this game shows 2 things. One, the Vikings are also very frisky. 2, Lions defense might be compromised without Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, we kind of thought it would be, but now we see it like, that's gonna be a problem.
They'll just have to
later down
win.
the line.
If they don't trade for anyone, they'll just have to win a lot of shootouts like this.
Yeah, they'll have to come out and have a lot of shooting. With this offense, They could. They very well could do
Right,
that.
exactly. So they might not make like a major splashy trade because they think they can still hang with everyone.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
No, it's
I
going
mean,
to
the,
depend on how they're feeling.
true.
the dream scenario, of course, would be Mad Max Crosby, which
Of
would crush
Would
Nancy
solve all the
Rodriguez's
Raiders
heart.
fans.
But
Every Raider
But-
fan on earth.
yeah, but the word is earlier this season, a team offered the Raiders a first for Crosby, and they said absolutely not. So,
Yeah, I think they would at least ask for 2 firsts. Honestly.
but I mean, Crosby, like Hutchinson, Crosby was a native son. Although,
Yeah.
unlike Hutchinson, Crosby went to Easton, Michigan, which was the party school down the road. Which, by the way, great party school. But
That I believe.
yeah. They have you should see the water tower. Pull up when you get a chance, people at home. Pull up a picture of the Ypsilanti water tower.
Well, dude, the Australian knows a lot about Eastern Michigan. That's weird.
I'm living in the States now.
I want to say that. Oh, it looks like a dick.
Yeah.
I think that's why he told you to look it up. Oh boy. Anyways.
Yeah. That's how much of a party school they are.
I just found Deshaun Watson's new home.
God dang it. God dang it. How many times are we gonna? Yeah. The answer is reference to show.
But yeah, back to the Lions real quick. A couple streaks ended this past weekend. One, David Montgomery ended his no fumble streak. I think he had
Oh yeah, he did. He also got hurt during the game.
He did get hurt, but Jahmyr Gibbs stepped up in a big way. Amon-Ra St. Brown stepped up. Everybody in the Lions offense stepped.
What's the new nickname for Gibbs and Montgomery? Sonic and Knuckles.
Sonic and Knuckles. I love that. I love that.
And he got enough points before he got hurt that I was able to beat Amaru in our fantasy league by 1.02 points.
There you go. Good job, David Montgomery.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, Lions far and away best team in the NFC right now. I honestly, if they keep this up, they might. Again, I think it behooves them to trade for an edge rusher.
Right, sure.
But they can win. If they can win like this, probably don't need one. Yeah, we'll see how that defense continues to go. I think this week's gonna be another big test.
Another test, sure.
Yeah. I am looking forward to seeing how the Lions lose in the NFC Championship game this year. It's going to be quite the. It'll be quite the. They
won't have to play the Niners. So.
Always finding new and interesting ways to grab defeat from the jaws of victory. Like last year, last year they were at one point it was like they had a 90% chance of winning that game against the Niners.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you'd hope they'd learn the second.
Oh yeah, he's really just demonstrated that.
Yeah.
Now with this next game, we're gonna do something we haven't done on this show. We've never done this before on this show. We're bringing in somebody to talk about just this game specifically.
Oh,
I wasn't gonna bring him on, but he insisted on coming on for this segment. Matt Thomas is back.
Oh my god.
Listen, I insisted on coming on to speak on behalf of Clevelanders and say how we acted this past weekend was fucking despicable. I believe karma's a thing.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down.
Let's set the scene.
Let's set the scene.
Here's the scene. Boom! That is the sound every Cleveland fan heard as soon as they saw that replay of Deshaun Watson's calf, knowing exactly what the fuck just happened. Yeah. And unfortunately, my fan base is fucking disgusting, and some people cheered about half the stadium.
Well, you got to rest assured, Matt. I was very sad to see Deshaun Watson go down. if that was going to happen, I at least needed to happen after Week 14.
Listen,
it's a long way away.
Fans deserve to cheer, boo, whatever, but you never boo whether it's your team or an opposing team's player. I believe karma is a thing. I believe karma has reared its ugly head at Deshaun Watson, and rightfully so, the last 3 years, because he is a piece of shit scumbag. No arguments from me there. But
which ironically was known before the Browns made the trade.
Yeah, you can ask people. I was very anti that trade, even when it was just rumors that we may go for him. So
Yeah.
I have never hid my disdain for that man. However,
Yeah,
by the same token, I'm not going to hide my disdain for my fellow fans because that was despicable beyond all reason. And the people, I do have issues with some of what Myles Garrett said because he's been a mostly model citizen since college.
That Mosley's doing a lot of heavy lifting.
I was like,
he was a model citizen in college and most of his professional NFL career.
yes.
Yep.
Like if you want to
JFK
say
enjoyed most of the parade.
if you want to say he's mostly
Abraham
been
Lincoln
a model
enjoyed most
citizen
of that
in
performance
Cleveland,
in the Ford
maybe.
Theater.
Yeah, if you want to say mostly in Cleveland, I could. Okay, I can see that argument.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I just
Cleveland fans cheering. I feel like since the pandemic, I think our country's been going in a direction where people are saying the quiet things out loud, and that's what Cleveland did. They said the quiet part out loud. You don't, you can be. You don't.
internalize it. Just internalize.
Yeah, exactly. We were all thinking the same thing.
Yes, we
They
were
were like, oh
Yeah.
no.
To be fair,
no,
To be
no,
fair,
no.
I wasn't thinking that. I thought, oh shit! I'm like, that shit blew up. You just it took me back to when that running back from Minnesota blew out his Achilles against Ohio State. CJ Stroud's first game in college. I was like, oh shit! Yeah, you just saw that calf muscle expand real quick, and then the reverberations. I'm like, yeah, that's gone. That's gone. Because credit to this. It means Stefanski doesn't have to put on a face anymore and be like, yeah,
That's
we
true.
believe he's the best option.
That's true.
We believe he's the best option.
It's not
No
just
longer.
that. Like Cleveland might be free of the shackles that are Deshaun Watson.
Here.
For this year.
No. Because Stefanski outwardly yesterday basically said, yeah, we're not committing to him as a starter going forward, which is the first time that we've heard anything of that ilk. Also, the still just shining light at the end of the tunnel is the NFL's like, oh no, we're still investigating this. And if the investigation has already been going this long, even if that woman is no longer cooperating because she got a fat settlement, that tells me they have something still. And yeah. But with that, let's hope that fucker gets suspended so that my team can cut him.
So we don't have to even deal with it.
But thank you, Chance. I just had to get that off my chest.
There you go.
Go Browns, go Steelers, go
Go
Lions. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you, Matt. We'll see you when Myles Garrett's traded.
Oh snap! I will say the people that were most upset about Deshaun Watson's injury were probably all the bettors in Vegas who had took the Bengals to cover they took the Bengals to cover a 5-point spread, and at that point it's like, okay, well, they're going to win by 5 points now because with Deshaun in there, it was guaranteed, but with him out, look how close it got.
Well, for some reason they DTR was the backup and not Jameis. Jameis was only the emergency.
The emergency quarterback, and then DTR got Ben over to a second.
They didn't need
I don't know
him.
why. I don't know why DTR is the backup.
DTR looked bad. It's just, he proved why he was probably the third string. He should be.
Actually, Cleveland's now the first team to have three different quarterbacks with 10 or more passing attempts in the same game since I think 2008. Like, this doesn't happen very often.
It's not a stat. It's not really a stat you want to be associated with.
No, it's really, it's really not.
It means something bad happened.
In 2008, was that the Lions? The 0-16 Lions start 3 quarterbacks in a game. I know they started like 7 quarterbacks this season.
It could be.
Maybe more. Yeah.
It might have been, but yes. At the same time, we got to talk about the actual game that took place. So this was for Nick Chubb's first game back since week 3 of two of last season. Came back, obviously a little rusty, not at full speed, but hey, scored a touchdown, so that's nice. Good for you, Nick Chubb. But right after that happened, Deshaun Watson's Achilles exploded.
There it goes.
It was non-contact too, which means it was really, really bad.
Yeah.
But the fact that the Browns still hang around for most of this game until like the very end, it was like.
And you want to know why? You want to know why? AFC
Burrow
North
sucks.
football.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And
I was
also,
gonna say
and
Joe
also
Burrow
because
sucks.
well, also because Joe
Well,
Burrow
the-
sucks, but yes.
The Battle of Ohio is always competitive.
Yeah.
And
The Bengals hadn't
And-
beaten the Browns in a
well,
while. I
AFC
feel
North
like.
balls
Yeah.
are usually competitive. So
Yeah,
like this
exactly.
didn't
Yeah.
fully shock me. I mean, I am a little surprised that like DTR and Jameis and famous Jameis kept it competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it's gonna be Jameis moving forward, which is probably smart.
Probably for the
Of
best.
the options you have, yes, it's probably the smartest
Yeah.
option.
You know, if you think about the three most recent quarterback Achilles ruptures, we got Deshaun Watson, we got Kirk Cousins, and we got Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers. Sure.
All three of which may have had some form of karma coming their way. I mean, depending
what
on
did Kirk Cousins do?
What did Kirk Cousins do?
Kirk
like-
Cousins was a big COVID denier. His the hospital that he was
Uh,
the hospital he was on the board of that his like name was on had like basically like disowned him.
Of course.
So just don't do anything bad in your personal life, and you won't tear your Achilles.
Damn, not you too, big Kirko.
Yeah.
Although that does add. I remember seeing, and this had nothing to do with anything. I remember seeing this this article where it's like the Pro America fantasy football power ranking.
God.
Like it was the most
God.
ridiculous. It was the most ridiculous ranking I've ever heard in my goddamn life. Like it had Tim Tebow as tight end 1.
Of course it did. Why am I not?
Well, I don't think he said tight end 1 though.
Yeah, exactly. Because no, I don't think he ever actually played tight end. Well, like in the regular season game.
No, he did. He was he was going to.
He was going to
going
Urban
to,
Meyer,
but
yeah.
and then he was so bad he got cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, Bengals always struggled against the Browns, so this didn't fully shock me. And also, again, AFC North balls usually like this. But
Not to bring up old wounds, but how embarrassing is it to be the only team that ever lost to Tim Tebow in the playoffs?
And you're off the show, and you can drop the X.
It was a long time. It was a long time ago.
I do not understand the question.
He does
I'll
not
respond to
compute. Yeah, it doesn't compute.
So,
Anyway, next game.
All right, yeah. Next game. This is actually another really, really tightly contested one. Texans at Packers. And this game does have my Not Stonks player of the week. Someone who I never thought would win this award for me. CJ Stroud. Holy fuck.
It's not all his
Like,
fault.
this is... It's not all his fault.
I know he was
Texans
absolutely
O-line
he was
got this
bad.
bad.
Yeah, his O-line was just terrible.
and also, I mean, look, he's the Ohio State player who needed the Michigan player to actually be good. Nico Collins gets hurt, gone. See, Ohio Buckeye cannot function without his Wolverine.
But still, it says something though that he was playing that badly, and they were still in this game, like until the very end. So
Joe Mixon. It was the return
Yeah,
of Joe
so-
Mixon, fresh legs.
does that mean? Yeah. Does that say more about the Packers or more about the Texans? I don't know.
I
fact that they were
honestly
still-
think it says more about. I think it says more about the Texans. Honestly, Jordan Love. Like, he wore a Brett Favre jersey a few weeks ago. Kind of fitting. He might be Brett Favre 2.0.
Incredible
He might
throws
be
and
Black
then
Brett
what?
Favre.
And then what?
What the fuck are you doing?
That touchdown to what was it? I think it was Kraft. That was amazing.
Oh, that thread the needle. That was beautiful.
Oh, yeah. That was wolf. I was like, how did you make that?
And then he followed that up with like 2 really, really bad picks. I'm just like,
Yeah.
what are you doing, bro? What are you doing?
It's just they'll
but
take
yeah,
that
like-
2.0 in Green Bay though. They'll take that.
The South is one of those divisions. I'm just like, do any of you guys want to win? Like seriously, do any of you want
No.
to win?
I can
Funny is when
confidently
the
say for
season
3 of
began-
them that yeah.
For
and
3
now-
of them,
When
no.
the
For 3 of them
season began, I
confidently.
thought it was going to be the most competitive conference, and it is a very competitive conference, but for the wrong reasons.
Yes.
They're all just bad.
They're all just like really, really not good.
Yeah. How do we?
The
squeeze
Texans
out
at least
the-
can like mask that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was just like a really, really bad performance from the offense of the Texans. Honestly, if they have an offense, they probably
Yeah.
win this game.
Yeah. If Nico only has to miss 2 more games and then.
I think it's
think-
2 more.
yeah.
Yeah. Then I think his
Oh, yes,
window reopens.
But yeah, this game definitely showed that they need him. The last game they could kind of
No.
hide it because it was the Patriots. This game they're like, yeah, we need him.
We need him. Come back, Nico Collins.
Mhm.
We really need you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next game. I think This was in contention for unwatchable game of the week. If you want to make it that, that's fine. I think there's one worse that happens later in the week, but or later in the show that we'll talk about. But
I just,
Yeah.
Chance, you were right in our group chat that Anthony Richardson might just be terrible.
yeah, like
It still seems too early to
Anthony-
tell, but he might be terrible.
Anthony Richardson might be really fucking bad, guys.
Well, here's the kind of argument to that. He's barely played any games. You know, you got to give him time to,
Because he
to
keeps
get up
getting
to,
hurt as well. That's also
Yeah,
part of
well,
it.
that's well,
His
he
playing
keeps
style.
getting
That's also him.
yeah.
Most of it.
But most quarterbacks don't really come into their own until year 2. So it's going to take them 5 years to get to year 2's worth of playing.
2 years worth of games. It's gonna take him 5 years.
But you'd think he'd complete at least more than 50% of his passes, which he hasn't done this year, which is
Yeah, like
But-
what was the stat you put in our group chat?
It was he's finished 4 games. He hasn't completed more than 50% in any of the 4, and he's only completed more than 10 passes once of the 4 games. That's insane.
That's
How bad
that's
that
fucking
is.
ridiculous.
There was word during the preseason, during training camp, that I forget which team it was, but when they had the joint practice with another team, the players for that other team were like, "Oh my god, he is atrocious." Like
we should have seen it coming.
we were amazed by how badly his passes.
And that's just
were so
training
bad.
camp. You're not even going
Yeah,
full
it's
speed.
training camp. So,
Honestly, it kind of reminds me of Zach Wilson, where like
Just a bigger Zach
he'll do
Wilson.
this, like a bigger Zach. Well, because like he has the arm,
Yes.
strength. He can get the deep ball. But you ask him to do the most basic shit as a quarterback, he can't fucking do it.
You can't do it.
Well, but he's also he's got the running though, and that was his big thing coming in, and that's
Right.
why they got the Shane Steichen was to he's going to be their new Jalen Hurts, but he's more Hurts than Jalen.
Yeah, he definitely gets hurt.
On the side of the Dolphins, though, god damn,
We thought it'd be better after you had a bye week to maybe figure some stuff out. Nope.
no, like
No,
you want to know how bad this team is? Tim
Tyler.
Boyle not only came into the game,
Oh, yeah. 'Cause
threw a
Huntley got
ball
hurt.
out of
Yeah.
bounds on a 4th and 2.
Oh my god. No awareness whatsoever.
this is
Wow.
Tua should be coming back this week, and I think
He should.
someone was asking him in the. I heard an interview with him, and he basically said that he loves playing football to death. And I think that it's
Well, that
You know,
that
like-
might happen actually.
Tua has
yeah,
to be really
it's-
careful.
but he's willing to. That's what
Like
he
I
wants.
I respect that he really wants to play.
He
It's
wants
just,
to die on the field.
You gotta be careful too. Just
I mean, does he? Look, he wants to die on the field, and I feel like it's the hill. It's the hill he wants to die on. Tyreek is the hill he wants to die on.
just learn how to slide.
It's like,
Go
it's
on,
like
go.
him and Popovich. Like Popovich is like Greg Popovich is the same thing. I feel like Greg Popovich will die on the court.
Yeah, I will coach until I'm 90. Until you're 90.
By the way, do you guys? I wasn't here on the show. Did you guys acknowledge the fact that the person who nearly killed
Yes, we did.
Tua in that game was Damar Hamlin?
Oh.
In fact, Chance played the clip of Hamlin going down and then coming back and injuring Tua.
It's the circle of violence. The
Chance
next
did
thing is
something
going to try to kill.
kind
It's like
of-
Smile 2. It's like Smile 2, but with the NFL.
Yeah, no. If you, go back and watch our week 3. I did have a clip for it that I did get
It was
in trouble for. on
he
stream,
might have
but-
Chance might have crossed the line, but it's fine.
Might across the line. Do I care? No, I do not.
No, clearly not.
But yeah, like Dolphins, you need Tua back like immediately. I don't care if he doesn't know what his last name is. Put him out there.
It seems like from all the interviews he's giving that he's fine. Again, that could
Yeah.
change as soon as he gets hit, but
Yeah, look,
it seems like he's fine for now.
yeah, they took extreme caution. The weird thing, though, the fact he won't wear the Guardian cap. Like, wear the fucking Guardian cap. There's a reason they have.
At this point,
I
you
don't know
probably
why
should.
every player doesn't wear the Guardian cap, but
Like I get if you don't have the concussion history, maybe, but like
I-
he has the history, so it makes even more
Yeah.
sense for him. So,
Or the cap.
I mean,
Only nerds wear Guardian caps. Nerd. No. You-
yeah,
Look
well,
stupid.
yeah, you know what? The nerds, because they still have the fucking brains after they're
Yeah,
done playing.
they're still alive.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Tua, I hope you're okay.
Yeah,
Seriously.
exactly.
We
don't
someone
want
who,
anything bad. Yeah.
somebody who's not okay. Giants
There you
fans.
Daniel Jones. Yeah.
Daniel Jones too. He
Whoa,
plays like
that
he's
ball's
concussed
gone.
every week.
Oh god. Oh boy.
What I love about this
can
game,
you-
Go ahead, Greg.
I love that the Eagles love to try to end the careers of the front office of their opponents. So like last year, they acquired AJ Brown after
Year
the
before.
Titans.
Oh, to show that, and then show the
yeah.
Titans.
And so then when they played against the Titans, they had AJ Brown
He
just
balled out.
like
Yeah, he balled out.
destroy them. And the next
Same
day,
thing
the
here.
GM got fired. The very next day,
Yeah.
they fired the GM. They're like, "You asshole!"
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the Giants had a guy like Saquon Barkley on their team?
Crazy.
Right. And the best part
Crazy,
is,
right?
if you go back and watch the Hard Knocks preseason stuff where they talk about him not being worth the money and whatnot. It's like, okay,
Yeah, but Daniel Jones was worth the money, right?
But Daniel Jones, a
Mhm.
guy who has not thrown a pass at MetLife in
A touchdown
over
pass,
600. He's not thrown a touchdown pass at MetLife in over 600 days.
Jesus.
Here, hold on, really, I got to.
Every week there seems to be a new depressing Daniel Jones stat. it's kind of funny.
depressing
hold
or
on.
hilarious.
Yes,
Yeah.
both.
I
Depressing for Giants
do have a stat that I'm trying to pull up. Here's a list of players who have thrown more touchdown passes at
At MetLife.
MetLife Stadium.
Oh, you're gonna
Name
name some
Daniel-
like no-name quarterbacks.
Yeah,
He's
so-
gonna name like Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Good.
Okay, so quarterbacks who have thrown more passing touchdowns than Daniel Jones since the start of last season: Zach Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Tyrod
Mhm.
Taylor, Josh
Mhm.
Allen, Jalen Hurts,
Mhm.
Dak Prescott, Tommy
Sure.
DeVito, Sam
Okay,
Darnold,
Perfect. Our hero.
Joey Brissett, Patrick Mahomes, Tim Boyle, Jordan Love, Trevor Simeon, Geno Smith, Marcus Mariota, Matt Stafford, Tua, Mac Jones, Desmond Ritter, and Bo Nix.
Oh my lord, that's all over the spectrum with that.
Bo Nix, is that Bo Nix's only touchdown pass?
Yes, it might be.
Definitely.
It took Bo Nix like 4 weeks to get one, and Daniel hasn't done it in 2 years.
So like, I feel like so Daniel Jones benefited from the Saquon halo effect, just the same way Trace
Oh, that's
McSorley
exactly-
did in college. So in college, at Penn, when
No,
Penn
no.
State,
I'm agreeing with you. 1,000%. Daniel Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Saquon
benefited
Barkley
from
makes a
Saquon
lot
on
of
his
people
team.
look better.
Yes.
did you know that Trace McSorley was a Heisman finalist because he played
Yes,
with
I
Saquon
remember that.
Barkley?
I remember
Yeah.
that shit.
Maybe
Yeah.
Saquon should be. MVP.
But yeah, honestly, maybe should be. I mean, look, he's
He's
bailing
playing well,
Sirianni
yes.
right now. He's bailing Sirianni out right now.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's going to end the careers of the front office of the Giants. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
congratulations,
no,
Eagles.
I
That's what he did.
predict like Saquon goes off again in their next meeting against the Giants.
Oh, in their second game, he's
and-
getting like 250 yards.
Yeah, no, he's getting 50 yards with the GM getting fired. Like
They're like, you
1,000%.
haven't fired him yet? All right, here we go again.
Like, you ain't learned a goddamn thing. Okay, fine.
Okay, we'll show you
Saquon,
again.
get back out there.
We'll just do it again. Yeah.
Honestly, the shitty thing about the Giants is their pass rush is actually really good. I think they lead
No, they
the
have a
league
good
in
defense.
sack. They do.
It's just their
The defense
offense
is
puts
awful.
them in bad spots to
Yes.
not be able to do anything. Yeah,
Specifically, their front four. Their front four are really good. The secondary, yeah, but the front four itself is really, really good.
Yeah, it's just going to waste.
They have some strong players. I mean, you got Malik Neighbors is going to be.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Malik Neighbors to find out who his franchise quarterback's going to be.
Yeah,
To get a real quarterback.
Yeah,
he's
And
already
Ty-
doing well with Daniel Jones, and he's going to do amazing. with
Right?
anyone else.
Ty Tracy Jr. looks pretty good. They've got the pieces.
They have
They
pieces.
just
There's
need-
pieces. They
you know.
just need to figure out the most important position.
They also,
They've
need, they
got-
also need an O line. They really need an O line.
Sure. Well, they lost Andrew Thomas, and that definitely showed.
And
Well,
then
they-
Evan Neal still exists. Evan Neal still exists.
They've got all the ingredients. They just need Luigi Alfredo. What's the ratatouille chef's name?
Linguini.
Alfredo Linguini.
Linguini
Alfredo
Alfredo.
Linguini. Yeah, there
Alfredo
you go.
Linguini. Yeah.
There you go.
They need a Gusto. They need a Remy the Rat.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, yeah, actually.
Moving on to our next game, our upset of the week: Seahawks at Falcons. Look, this game. Remember, the Seahawks coming off of 3 straight losses. The Falcons were just starting to heat up, and what's that? Sorry, the fire didn't put out. Fire didn't put out, guys. We're done.
Kirk Cousins
It's
his bad Kirk Cousins showed up.
yeah.
he thought he mistook it for a prime.
He thought it was prime time. Yeah.
He mistook it for a primetime game.
What's the thing? Like, is the Kirk Cousins syndrome flipped? Like, is he
think
only
so.
in
He's
prime
doing
time
better
now?
in prime time now, and he's
He's
sucks
doing
at
better
the
prime
middle.
time than 1 o'clock.
That's what happened with his Achilles surgery. Now he's
Oh,
only
yeah,
doing
Nico's
primetime.
surgery has flipped his whole philosophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins, another genuine candidate for not stonks of the week. Like that, like he was awful this game. Like
It was a
truly,
bad-
truly
yeah,
awful.
terrible pick six. Terrible pick six.
Yeah,
Or fumble, whatever. it
also
was.
like a really bad fumble. Yeah, fumble recovery for
yeah,
6.
that's yeah.
This although Seahawks, this is a win they needed though. This was a win they really, really needed.
Sure.
Yeah.
They might have lost Metcalf for a couple weeks though, so just
Yeah, that's a problem.
gotta keep an eye
That's
on
a-
that. He might. It's not serious or anything, but they did lose him.
Do
That is- that
do
is-
the
that is a
Rams
big
play
problem.
with them? Do the Rams play them soon? Then we need all.
Not
hope we
this
can
week.
get.
Not this week.
Not this
Oh, this
week.
week. I know
We'll
this
see
week's
how-
the Vikings.
We don't know how long
We're gonna
DK's out.
Yeah.
It's like a mild MCO spray. Is what they said.
Yeah, you know shit's backwards in Atlanta. You know shit's backwards in Atlanta when Kyle Pitts is the leading receiver. That's how you know they're going to.
Hey, Kyle Pitts is playing better now.
He's playing
Right,
better.
He's finally turning a corner.
Yeah, like
No, they-
we activated Kyle Pitts. What it cost? Everything else.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Drake London's had what
Drake
3
London's good.
straight games. with
Bijan
touchdowns?
looks amazing.
Yeah, Bijan like
Yeah.
they've unlocked their offensive players finally.
It's just
Finally.
we need Kirk Cousins to hold up his end of the bar.
To
Or they need Michael Penix Jr. to come in.
I don't know if Penix is ready.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah,
The
I don't think
Penix, the Penix might here. The Penix might here.
that's literally his nickname on my dynasty team.
Big Penix energy. Okay.
Big Penix energy, but yeah, Falcons. If the Falcons could be consistent and like honestly give them something that happened on Monday night, they're gonna need to kick it into high gear because their division is now very, very much up for grabs.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, they have. Yeah, they should be in the driver's seat now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
just don't waste that opportunity.
yeah, like the Falcons, you got the opportunity. We'll get to why later, but Falcons have that
Yeah.
golden opportunity to ascend not just to the top of their division, but like to like the top of not the very top, because I don't think they're better than Detroit, but like to like the upper echelon
Top
of NFC
three.
teams.
It could be
Yeah,
third.
they could. Yeah.
They could be
Yeah,
third.
they could
They could be like a genuine
get a-
like top like 4 or 5 team.
Yeah.
They could be a 2 seed. They could be a 2 seed.
Just gotta keep it.
If they can get it together, yeah, they can.
Just keep it consistent. Yeah.
Probably 3 seed.
Up next, we have the game of which Jacob was here to talk about. Well, first of all,
I watched most of this.
let us bow our heads in remembrance of the meme lord, Will Levis.
Now your boy Mason Rudolph though.
At least
Yeah.
he's got those Mayo commercials he's getting to do. He's got those. He's gonna get all that Mayo commercial. money.
I have a feeling we're not done. We haven't seen the last of Will Levis this year. So
Oh no, he'll be back.
Yeah, there's definitely a chance.
After this game, he'll be back.
after the way Mason Rudolph played, there's
Yeah. Remember when everyone was praising Mason Rudolph last year, saying like, "Oh, he was so good for you guys." I'm like, no, the real Mason's still in there somewhere.
So
Welcome
Mason
back,
will be-
Mason Rudolph.
you need a lot of he needs a lot of pieces around him to look.
No,
up.
absolutely. You need all the pieces around him.
Yeah.
Remember when there was a rumor that Will Levis was going to go number 1 overall in the draft last year?
Same like Malik Willis before him. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
that's-
Titans started out
that's-
this game 10-0. So I was getting worried.
Well,
I was like,
you know,
Yeah, no, you and Jacob were sweating a little bit.
yeah.
It's like you can't
Well,
lose to this
the beauty-
powerful team.
And the beauty of we welcome to the team Amari Cooper. The Amari Cooper trade has the Jets shaking in the boots.
Yes.
You know, there's a reason why the Bills gave up as much as they did for Amari Cooper. He's a proven commodity.
They didn't get that much, honestly. They didn't
They
get
didn't,
that
they didn't
much.
give that much. But yeah. And he barely played in this game, but he still Josh Allen threw him a lot, even when he was on the field.
Yeah, no, like I think like Amari Cooper will get better as
Yeah.
the season goes on, and as he gets into the offense, he gets to get chemistry with Josh Allen. Like I think like he's only going to get better.
Yeah.
And if
My-
this is the
my-
first game, come on.
My fear though is so right now where they're in the honeymoon phase because they saved him from Cleveland, both
Right.
the team and the city. But the problem is Amari Cooper's always had this Stephon Diggs energy. There's a reason why he's gone from team to team to team. He he
I don't know if he's as bad as Stephon.
when he feels like he's not getting the the attention he deserves, he becomes a squeaky wheel, and he squeaks a lot. He squeaks pretty loud. That's him and Diggs.
the
So
accent slipping in and out every now and then. Go ahead.
If it's easy, you can drop the accent, Greg. It's okay.
No,
Every now and then he remembers.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Every now and then he's like, I should be doing the
I'm
accent.
doing this all the way till Sunday.
Oh,
Can't wait
God.
to meet Jacob's family.
I object.
Yeah. We'll see.
But yeah, but back to the
That's how you
back to
object
the side
to a
of the
flying
Titans.
wedding. Crikey. Sorry.
Back to the game.
Yeah. Josh Allen firmly reasserted himself back into the MVP situation. The Jets might have unlocked an interesting two-headed running game with James Cook and Ray Davis, who I think played pretty well.
Oh, Keon Coleman went off too, because I think
Keon Coleman did go off. Had some really, really great, really deep shots.
And if teams are going to
Ladiak.
if teams are going to cover Cooper more than Coleman.
Well, so the ironic thing is, all the plays that Coleman had his production on, Cooper wasn't on the field.
That's true.
So
it could just be a 1 week thing, but we'll see.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, he's a rookie. The season with the rookies, as the season goes on, they learn the playbook. They learn the playbook more, and they learn more of the route tree, and they get more involved in the offense. So hopefully, we'll see more and more of this from Keon Coleman.
On the side of the Titans, though, yeah, I'm starting to not that I like agreeing with Jacob, but yeah, Brian Callahan might have been a very good pick for head coach. His decision
it's still very early to say that, but yeah,
it is very early.
I'm inclined to agree with you, but yeah,
it's very early. He's not working with much, but yes, he's not looking very good.
It may be best to forget the Titans.
For the one time, it would have benefited all of us to forget the Titans. Well, talking about one trash heap to another. Well, actually, there's a lot to talk about this game.
There's a lot of trash.
And not just the Panthers are awful. It's what happened to the Commanders. The prophecy of RG3 is being fulfilled in real time.
Reared its ugly head.
No, hold on. So he's week to week. Here's the thing. He probably,
his mom said he's fine.
His mom said he's fine. I bet if he were,
if his mom said it's okay.
Yeah, his mom tweeted out he's fine. No, if this had been a competitive game, I would imagine he would have gone in. But there was
there's a chance he might have come back.
There was no way he was coming back in against the Panthers.
No.
So.
And Mariota actually played for being having to come up the bench, but actually played well.
Panthers are so bad. Mariota scored 40 points.
He has to play the Panthers defense, but still.
He started really bad, and it made me concerned for the Commanders long term. Right. And I am concerned for the next game if he had to start.
Oh yeah, exactly. But
he played and honestly, and we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later. Yeah, Dave Daniels went out pretty early in this game. He had some really bad hit to his ribs. He's week to week right now, so we don't know if he's playing next week. If I'm Dan Quinn, I'm sitting him next week.
I sit him 1 week probably just to
I'd probably sit him the next two, honestly.
Who are they playing next week?
Chicago.
The Bears. It was supposed to be the Caleb Williams versus Jane Daniels game. That's looking.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to say, but because I feel like they're going to need to win that game for playoff purposes as well. Because the Bears are shocking playoff contenders right now.
But I think
lose that game.
Yeah, the long-term health is probably more important for them because they didn't think they'd be this good this early.
There's ways to protect the quarterback.
Just tell them not to run.
Tell them not to run. They don't have the
black jacket.
I'd rather not send a QB with busted up ribs against Montez Sweat. So I'm good
against the entire Bears defense.
He's gonna be just sliding in the backfield, just slide.
Just going down as soon as he sees a defender. It's like I can't take the hit.
Yeah. But yeah, Carolina, you are back to being awful. I hope you enjoyed the 1 week with Andy Dalton.
Oh yeah,
because
the news broke earlier today. He was in a car accident.
What?
Yeah,
what?
Is anyone?
Yes.
Yeah, he was.
And I said, did anybody check on Bryce Young?
Anyone see where Bryce Young was?
Yeah, he's cutting some break. He's cutting some break lines.
He is okay. Andy Dalton and his family are okay.
Fine.
He's
fine.
fine.
He didn't have to go to the hospital or anything, but yeah, that was a weird story to find out like a couple hours ago.
Jeez. Crikey.
Yeah. I'm also reminded of like how many like formerly great players. Well, first of all, we had Marcus Mariota throwing a touchdown pass to Zach Ertz in 2024.
Sure, throwback.
That's something that happened. Secondly, what was the point I was trying to make?
Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston played on the same day in
what
2024.
What I was trying to say was, it's weird seeing like how many players who are like used to be elite are just not anymore. Because like remember, like not too long ago, like Miles Sanders and Austin Eckler were top flight backs in the NFL, and they're just like they're now relegated to like like relief backs.
Yeah, they're back. Yeah. It's just that's the nature of the running back position, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's always about the shiny new toys, and they put the old guys.
Well, but as like, I feel like the two best running backs in the league this year are people are backs that people
are older ones. Yeah, Derrick Henry and
Saquon. They got shipped out for age purposes, and then they are just decimating the league.
Yeah. So it just depends on who.
Yeah.
So, but also, Austin Eckler is nowhere near the same build as
no. But I mean, Eckler showed the signs last year, though. Eckler was this last year.
Yeah. Some people are just built different, like Derrick Henry.
Yeah. He's built like a jolly,
like a freaking redwood tree. Okay.
Panthers, you still suck. Commies, you beat the Panthers. I'm fascinated to see what you do next week.
That's true.
Up next, a game that Babs, you have very invested in. Actually, you were at this game.
I was at this game. That's correct. I was called a cunt during this game by an Australian, so it was a term of endearment.
So it was okay. It's okay.
Not everyone, but not everyone took it as a term of endearment. So this game, I would point out that all 20 of the Rams' points was scored by the because of the defense.
Scored thanks to Gardner Minshew.
Hold on. Gardner Minshew gave up. I mean, give the defense some props. The defense got 3 turnovers.
No, I know. I'm just saying Gardner Minshew led to those points.
Yeah, I know, but it's look, yes, the fact that the turnovers were from Gardner Minshew makes it a little less impressive because who hasn't gotten turnovers off Gardner Minshew, but still, this was it's a young defense, and it's we got a first-year defensive coordinator in Chris Shula, and they needed this kind of a layup to really get the juices going. So, but I will say I'm very annoyed about the end of the game when the Raiders were down 8 points with very little time left, and it was 4th and 4. They were going to go for it, but we in the audience, myself included, was so loud that there was a false start by the Raiders, which pushed them back to 4th and 9.
Oh my God!
And then because of that, they kicked a field goal. But why not go for it? But it makes no sense. I saw a tweet that said, "Is Antonio Pierce the worst coach in the NFL, or did he have money on the Raiders +7?"
Why not both?
It could be both. It could be both. But it was, I mean, it was they had a chance to tie the game, but instead kicked a field goal. Now they did ultimately get the ball back.
They did get the ball back, but then Gardner
Minshew threw another pick. It's like on the far side of the field.
Exactly. Like when you're that close, you just take your chances. When you're that close to the end zone, just take your chance. Don't assume you're going to get the ball.
It made no bloody sense.
Yeah.
Crikey.
Situational awareness.
It was the Rams, though. It was surprising that Jordan Whittington got very little play after the previous week. He'd been featured.
He came in hurt, I think.
Previous week was a bye. 2 weeks, yeah. Oh, okay. And then they did.
He was on the report.
Now, I will say though, me as a Michigan man, I'm a big fan of Blake Corum, and so it was good to see he got he's being worked into the offense a little more.
He got some carries.
For the first part of the season, Ronnie Rivers was clearly the lead back, and now he's taken over. It's not the lead back, the lead backup, the main backup.
Yeah.
And now Blake Corum has been moved ahead of him in the depth chart. So it was, he didn't get a lot of play because Kyron Williams is still the fucking man. I forget the stat, but you should look at the stat of the number of touchdowns. The number of
Kyron has
touchdowns
scored in like
Kyron
10
Williams
straight
has had.
games. He's scored in like 10 straight games or something.
He's scored in 10 straight, and he's
Nine
got
straight.
like
He's on a
seven,
McCaffrey.
he's got like
he's on a
7
McCaffrey
multi-touchdown games. Yeah.
streak.
If you play fantasy football and you drafted, if you play fantasy football and you have the chance to draft Kyron Williams, well, like, oh, he's going to be returning kicks or punts or something, so I'm not going to value him. You screwed up. You screwed up. You messed up. Anyway.
It got so bad for the Raiders, they had to sign Desmond Ritter. That's how bad.
Okay, guys. The day is saved. We got Desmond Ritter.
Desmond Ritter, because Aiden O'Connell is now hurt, for those who don't know.
Aiden O'Connell broke his thumb early in the game, which
which prompted the turn to Minshew, and now the signing of Ritter. Good luck.
Yeah, because if there's anybody who's been able to turn a season around, it's Desmond Ritter.
Oh, he can turn teams
I love
over.
That. I love that the Raiders 2-5, were such a bad. They were such a train wreck for Devontae Adams that he requested to be traded to a different train wreck.
Honestly,
we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. We did some other things to talk about with the Rams really quick before we move on. First of all, this is the one that broke earlier today. Cooper Kupp is officially on the trade market. They are now fielding offers for Cooper Kupp. They want a second, which they could get if they're willing to take on that entire contract.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of teams they want to take on some of the contract, but not the entire contract. I don't think, but they're going to take on.
Yeah, we'll find out what teams are willing to do
it. Of the money, but it's a sad day for Super Bowl MVP Cooper Kupp fans. However, like that trade, I can see the Rams doing without officially giving up on the season, because Puka Nacua has been designated to return from injury. And last year, when it was Puka without Kupp, Kupp was injured. He was they did just fine. So he's a fine Kupp replacement. And let's face facts. Cooper Kupp had one of the greatest seasons of all time in 2021. I think it still stands as the greatest wide receiver season of all time in the 2021 season.
It's up there. Yeah, it's up there.
It's up there.
And then he's been injured the last 3 seasons and the 3 seasons following. So if we can get a second round pick for someone, what was he drafted? The 4th or 5th round?
Third or fourth.
It reminds me of a time I had a friend sell me his car for $600. I drove the car till the odometer and speedometer stopped working. I took it to CarMax, and they paid me $1,200 for it. So I feel like that's kind of what the Rams are doing with Cooper Kupp. They've
knowing that he's older.
Yeah, they paid $600 for him. They've driven him until his odometer and speedometer stopped working. Now they're going to see if they can get $1,200 for him, which they might.
If he goes to contender, you can. Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah,
I really hope
try to get him another ring.
I really hope he doesn't play. I really hope he doesn't. I really hope he does play on Thursday. He's,
sounds like he will. Sounds like he will.
But I feel like Lions fans should hope he does too, because if we have any shot at beating the Vikings, it's going to need to be with Cooper Kupp on the field.
That's true.
That's just Puka Nacua is still out. Someone else who could be leaving the Rams very soon. There is a rumor that the Rams could be trading Stafford to the Minnesota Vikings. Now,
it's definitely not going to happen before Thursday.
No, not going to happen before Thursday, although that'd be hilarious if it did.
It would be hilarious if it did.
My God. So the Vikings defenders are going to have to
instant revenge game.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what the Vikings defenders do. In terms of, they're gonna make sure they don't hit him too
Stafford as hard if they.
Yeah, Stafford's gonna have all the time in the world.
If this rumor is indeed true, we'll see.
But no, I would hate to see this happen. Matthew Stafford's my favorite player of all time, and I would hate to see him leave the Rams. But I feel like this the Kupp one makes sense. This one to me doesn't make as much sense. I know
doing this, you would be punting on the season. You would be
Absolutely.
I mean,
shitty.
they got Jimmy Garoppolo as backup. I mean, maybe the trade would include Sam
And
Donald.
you also got your oldest quarterback, Carson Beck.
Never
Was that not Carson
yeah,
Beck?
no,
Stetson
no,
Stetson
he's with the
Bennett.
Chiefs. He's going to win a Super Bowl this year with the Chiefs.
Stetson Bennett? No, he's not.
Oh no,
But you-
Carson Wentz.
Oh, you thought you
No,
said
no,
he thought you said Carson Wentz.
No, I said Carson Beck. I was thinking of a different.
there you go.
I was
Yeah,
thinking of a
Stetson
quarterback.
That
Stetson
was the
Bennett.
joke.
Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, no, Carson Wentz was the backup last year. Who
Yeah, he
He
was.
was. No.
Chiefs, you're going to win Super Bowl. Stetson Bennett, the most privileged name in all of football, Stetson Fleming Bennett the fourth. Stetson Fleming.
Is he
Bennett
from
the
your
fourth.
country or?
He's the heir to the Stetson fortune and the James Bond Fleming fortune, and some sort of Bennett fortune as well. And he's also the heir
So
to the
much funnier if he
fourth
wasn't white.
fortune.
It'd be so funny if he wasn't white.
He's heir to the fortune. He's the heir to the number 4.
The whole number.
Yeah, but no, it's gonna get ugly fast if they trade Stafford, unless they get
Yeah.
Sam Donald back in that trade, which maybe they would. I don't see how the Vikings
I don't
trade
think.
for,
Yeah,
trade for Stafford with Donald playing as well as he's playing. That
exactly.
seems-
I don't. I think he just
It
ran
would
out.
it would reek to me that they don't trust Darnold
Darnold,
long
yeah.
term,
Which
and
is
also
unbelievable.
like
But so
there-
far he's proven that he can run the
so
system.
far, yeah, but also
Yeah.
you feel like Darnold a ticking time bomb waiting to go off.
Well, hopefully
So
he goes off
maybe-
on Thursday.
Maybe you want to get ahead of that before that happens because you have weapons, you have a good line. You have
I don't think the
really
Vikings
good
coaches
defense.
are thinking that Sam Darnold will suck, but because I don't think they think that way. But
Well,
We'll see. You never know.
I think he just. I don't think
I
they're
know,
that
let me
vengeful.
let me
against
let me text the OC right now. See what he says.
Darnold.
But
I
so
have to do his number. That's the thing. I do have his number.
Ooh.
no.
No, I actually do. Like he's one of my dad's best friends.
Oh, look at that! Get the inside scoop.
But yeah, so I mean, I
He's
don't
one of Mark Ellis. Wait, he's one of Mark Ellis's best friends.
Nice.
I
I mean, Mark
don't-
Ellis knows a lot of people, so
I don't think Stafford gets traded, but
I don't think so.
if
either.
he was, I mean, it wouldn't be the most. I mean, it would be shocking, but it's also like showing like the Vikings are like all in.
They're all
for-
in. Yeah, that's
for
true.
Super Bowl push. Yeah, they're all in.
And it would be sad for the Rams to give up on the season before here's the thing, they have a real chance to win this game with Cup coming back,
Yeah,
and
we'll see after this
the Vikings coming off the loss to the Lions. Now I haven't looked too much into this, but I heard on a podcast that teams that have played the Lions have actually done fairly poorly the following
Jacob is
week.
pointing this out too.
Was it this show?
Jacob is also
This
pointing this
show?
out.
Oh,
Jacob
is it?
also
No,
pointing
well,
this-
yeah,
he also has.
Okay, it may have been this show and another show.
Someone
Well, yeah,
sends
no,
just
but
like-
the Vikings just played the Lions. They're probably all beat up.
So in theory, should lose this week.
Should lose this
Yeah,
week to the
we'll see.
Rams, who have a number of players returning from injury. Not just, I think Joe Noteboom's supposed to be coming back as well. So it could be. So in that case, the Rams would be 3-4 in a wide open NFC
The
West
West
division,
division, sure. Yeah,
with a win over the 49ers, I might add.
yeah. I think a lot of it hinges on this week. So we'll
It
see.
does.
Yeah.
See what happens. Up next, look. If this is the Super Bowl this year, last
Karma.
year,
Karma.
I honestly would have liked this game more if this was the Super Bowl. This was
Rather than the
karma.
game that went to overtime. What?
Yes, because at least this is hilarious. At least this was hilarious.
Oh, okay. Well,
Because like I'm gonna
for
say
you
something.
specifically.
I'm
For you
gonna say something
specifically.
I've never thought I'd say.
Oh God.
Mahomes right now is like a bottom 10 quarterback, right? Like the
I
dude's
mean,
not playing well
there's
at
an
all.
argument.
I
He's
mean,
playing
I
like a
don't-
bottom 10 quarterback.
I don't know that
think
you
he
could. I
is.
don't know that you could say that. Look, he's got no one to throw the ball to. Juju Smith-Schuster was not even in the game this time.
Well,
I mean,
Mahomes has no one to blame for
hamstring-
himself for taking out Rashee Rice.
Right.
Yeah,
Rashee
no,
Rice,
yeah, no,
Rashee
you got
Rice.
no, you got no
There's no one
one
to blame.
Whose fault is that?
You suck
Yeah.
because
But-
you did this.
And Isaiah Pacheco broke his leg,
Also true.
and despite the fact that they've all those injuries,
Kelsey
they're
still can't catch
undefeated.
the ball. Yes.
They're
Yeah, they find
undefeated,
ways
though.
to win. And like, I want to
Yeah.
educate people on
Really annoying. It's
football.
really annoying that they're.
I want to educate people on the football history. Super Bowl 40, which funny enough, my dad's friend did play in. Ben Roethlisberger won that game with like 9 completed passes for 100 yards
The Anthony Richardson
and no touchdowns. Yeah, and he won the game. I feel like we're right now building to a Super Bowl where Mahomes just plays like absolute shit.
But they
And
still
still
win because of the
manages to win.
defense. Because of the defense.
Because of the defense, and yet Mahomes was looking MVP.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like, look, the Chiefs need to clean it up. Like, I mean, I know it's Mahomes, I know it's the Chiefs, but like, we've seen time and time again, this brand of football is not sustainable. So like, they gotta clean this up.
I mean, we
Maybe
say
it's
that,
just
but
been
then
less
they're also
time.
undefeated. So I don't know. It's
Maybe it's just been
inevitable.
less
Jacob
time
is probably
recording
right.
specials.
Don't succumb to loser behavior. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm succumbing to Blunden behavior.
Loser behavior. The only reason they won is because Brock Purdy managed to be even worse.
Well, by the end of the game, Brock Purdy had no one to throw to.
Well, yeah, that is a reason.
Besides,
Because
Juwan
guess
Juwan
what
Jennings
else
wasn't
happened?
in the game.
Juwan Jennings
was gone.
wasn't in the game.
Juwan Jennings wasn't in the game. Debo got taken to the hospital with pneumonia, and Brandon Ayuk tore his ACL.
All you have is gunshot survivor Ricky Pearsall.
The white 50 Cent of the NFL.
Right.
That's all you got.
In his first game. So yeah, you're really gonna.
And I mean, you got George Kittle. I think it's questionable for this week, but also,
Yes.
hey, Brandon, you know how you don't get hurt? You come to Pittsburgh.
Okay. All your problems are solved.
All your problems are solved. Bad things that don't happen in Pittsburgh. You brought this on yourself, Brandon Ayuk. It's all your fault. I don't feel bad for you. Unlike, I can't believe I was happy to see one injury, but not happy to see another one.
But not the one you were all
Not the
thinking.
one you
were
think.
happy.
Not the one you think I was happy to see.
Oh boy.
But yeah,
it's not looking
the
good for the Niners. They really
Niners
need
are a
McCaffrey
tail.
now.
Niners
They
are in a
really need
tailspin right
McCaffrey
now.
now. They're really
Well,
hoping McCaffrey comes back after the bye week.
Yeah,
And that dude does okay.
that ain't happening. That ain't happening.
He may miss the season. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's-
he's definitely
It could happen, but do you really want to bank on McCaffrey coming back?
Yeah, I hope you
That's
enjoyed
legitimate
those.
medicine.
I hope you enjoyed those two healthy seasons of McCaffrey because that shouldn't happen no more. My question, and I asked last time, like the Niners window, Super Bowl window, is like very close to being shut, right?
After this year, I think it's I think it's,
I would argue Brock Purdy's talent level is and the Shanahan's coaching level is high enough that they can keep it open. Especially if they got this emerging look. Because here's the thing: when you've got a quarterback who is getting paid as little as Brock Purdy is being paid, then you're able to bring in higher priced players. So Purdy's got a couple more years of being very cheap. And
Actually, no, he doesn't. I think this
but
is
the- but
last
the thing
year
is,
being really cheap.
those players that you pay a lot of money to, they have to stay healthy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought this was his third. I thought this was his third season, right? Is this his third season?
He got one
Yeah.
more year of being
You got
really
one
cheap.
more year.
Yeah.
You got one more.
Okay, so the Super Bowl window may be closing soon. Never mind.
Yeah, it's closing soon, so they have to.
Yeah, but also like I firmly believe, given how like the contract culture is now, there's no way he starts next season without a new contract in place.
Yeah, they're gonna have to either overpay him or someone else is going to.
Yeah.
Eventually.
And honestly, wow, Brock Purdy's salary ain't shit.
As the literal last pick of the draft.
Yeah, Mr. Irrelevant. He has an irrelevant salary.
Yeah.
No, he literally does. Like
It's like less than $1 million.
yeah, no, it's literally less than $1 million every single year, except for next year where he's making just over $1 million.
That's why you got to capitalize now.
It's hilarious.
Which
Good
they try-
thing
which they're trying.
good thing he's got that good thing he's got the Applebee's money.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for our afternoon slate. Now we move on to Sunday Night Football. The Pittsburgh
there we
Steelers
go.
taking on the New York Jets. It was the debut game of Devontae Adams, and also the debut game of Mr. Unlimited Russell Wilson for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, when this game started, were we welding?
No.
Who's to say?
Oh, come on.
What is welding per se? But okay, fine. Yes, we were not. We were looking bad. We were looking very bad. Russell Wilson had some like really, really bad throws. Tomlin had like one shot where Tom was reacting. It's like, oh fuck, because look,
I have made a mistake.
Tomlin took a lot of shit this week for benching Fields in favor of Wilson, and yeah, like for about a quarter and change, they looked right.
Yeah.
Well, so the what?
Good.
Oh, so I mean, this is your game, so I don't want to talk too much over it. But
Let him have his moment.
the one thing I'll say is that the reports coming out of the reports coming out of practice was that, you know, I think in advance of the Cowboys game, that Russell was basically playing the Dak Prescott role against the first team defense. And that he was destroying the Steelers defense, playing the Dak Prescott role, and then he looked amazing. And so I think that look, Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season for a reason, and you know he said it himself in the post game press conference. This is why he makes
well compensated.
That's why he's well compensated. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a rough quarter and change. Even the Jets didn't look like overly impressive, but like at a certain point, then I can tell you exactly when it happened. It's when Beanie Bishop got that interception off of Aaron Rodgers. Yes, that first one. That completely shifted momentum on the side of Pittsburgh, and then our offense became unlimited because Russell Wilson played really, really well.
As good as Fields was playing, there's some throws that Russ can make that Fields just can't.
Russell Wilson still got that deep ball.
Yeah.
There's still and George Pickens, I love George Pickens' circus catches. There was the one circus catch he did.
I don't even know how he made it.
He did where he like juggled it twice. He like juggled it, caught it, came back out, caught it again. Oh my God, he's such a joy to watch.
Oh yeah, no, the dude's an A+ talent. I think he's only going to get better now. He's got Wilson giving him the 50-50 balls that should not be going to Van Jefferson. I'll say that right now.
Arthur Smith,
who by the way scored a touchdown.
He also scored, because Arthur Smith probably willed it into existence.
You better throw Van Jefferson. I swear to God. But yeah, no, the offense was just humming on all cylinders. Like Russell Wilson put up 2 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown. Najee Harris had a really great game, 100 yards on the ground in back-to-back weeks. The defense clamped down. Like they were down like 15-6. The Steelers then put up 31 unanswered points.
It helps when you play
Jalen Warren also looked good in his runs too. I
liked
having Warren back in that expanded capacity because the two of them together.
Najee by himself is not as good as not as good as Najee and Warren. So
right. Makes me regret not picking up his option. I already regret that, but still, I don't understand why we didn't pick up his option. But point is, the Steelers' offense was humming, and at a certain point, all the doubt was silenced. But it's almost like Mike Tomlin knows what the fuck he's doing. And it's
kudos
almost
to
like
Fields, though. Kudos to Fields for being humble about the whole thing, though. I respected him a little more after hearing what he had
kudos to both of them because I like that when they went to the press game interview, Russell Wilson gave a lot of props to Justin Fields. And he was class act. I've always been a big fan of Russell Wilson.
There's a good culture in Pittsburgh, which we can't say for the other team. Which we can't.
No.
No.
But let's talk about the Jets.
Oh,
can I say briefly? So I have a team. I got a group of friends where every year we choose a team that we bet the season long under against. And this is the second year in a row we bet against the Jets. And oh my! So last year we got to celebrate one series into the season. We popped the champagne bottles during that first series, even though they lost that game.
His Achilles
but this year the line was not the under 9.5, so they've already lost 5? So we only need them to lose. We only need them to lose 3 more. So, but it's such a gratifying bet because Aaron Rodgers is such an arrogant prick, and it's part of the reason we did this is because again, it's like we knew that if things get bad with Aaron Rodgers, they spiral. He makes.
He's going to blame everyone but himself. This week it was the media.
Yeah, I know that was the best way. It's like how are you going to get the team to believe in themselves?
Listen to you.
Yeah, okay, that's
what. Yeah. Anyway, this is the Jets debut of Devontae Adams.
Was it? Did he even play?
He may as well not have played.
He got like 3 for 30.
His highlight.
Wow.
His highlight of the game was saving a pick six, which, by the way, was also crazy.
Yeah. Great tackle. He had a great tackle.
Great tackle. That's what we brought him here for.
Yeah, no, literally, the ball literally hit Garrett Wilson right in the chest, and he didn't fucking catch it.
Pops up right in the air.
Pops up right in the air and got picked off by, once again, Beanie Bishop, an undrafted free agent rookie.
Yeah.
The Jets' best plays were that and fumbling a challenge flag.
That was hilarious.
My god, that was hilarious.
Jeff Ulbrich apparently doesn't know how to throw a challenge flag.
Well, he just barely became a coach.
I know. So apparently he didn't.
Head coach.
That concept is.
So Aaron Rodgers didn't know how to pull that puppet string well enough. Apparently,
his hand wasn't.
Nathaniel Hackett. It's not
his
Nathaniel
ass
Hackett,
wasn't quite fitted to his hand yet. So once they get that sorted out. But yeah,
this whole Jets season is proof why you don't. Sometimes you don't have to work with your friends, you shouldn't work with your friends.
The funny thing, like when Devontae Adams requested to be traded out of Green Bay, Rodgers was still the quarterback. So it's funny to me that he requested to be traded away from Rodgers and then ended up requesting to get traded back to him.
I thought maybe I thought it was a money thing as well. Like he wanted to get paid.
It was a money thing. It was also a money thing.
But the look on his face throughout the game, they kept showing him on the sidelines, just looking like he does in those Taco Bell commercials when he's acting like he's upset. But this time it was real.
I still have the money.
Yeah, Devontae Adams went from losing to the Raiders, losing to the Steelers, getting traded, losing to the Steelers again. I really hope they traded to the Giants. We can lose to the Steelers 3 times in a row.
First ever. It's never been done before.
Never been done. But yeah, let's close out the Jets real quick. Jets are now 2-5. Now, granted, their upcoming schedule pretty favorable. They're about 8 games. I think they have like a pretty good to decent shot of winning. Like there's some like toss-ups, but like they're gonna need to again. I think they need to win like 8 or 9 of these next couple of games if they want to do anything in the postseason.
Right. And yes, they could, but as Jacob said, I think like last week, they're also the Jets, so they will find a way to lose games that they should have won.
and they didn't get the benefit of playing the Dolphins without Tua. They're getting Tua.
They get Tua back, so that's not a layup anymore.
Yeah, it's not.
And Drake May looks good. They couldn't lose to the Patriots. I don't know.
Yeah. They could lose.
Yeah, they're not facing Jacoby Brissett a second time. So
who knows?
On the side of the Steelers, though, I want to see how they continue to build this team. Like, let's get some offensive identity. Like, let's be this team. Run the ball, play action, deep shots, suffocating on fucking defense. Honestly, if this team keeps playing like this, there aren't a lot of other squads that can compete.
Sure.
Like, I genuinely believe the Steelers can go toe to toe with anybody in the AFC playing like this.
They do get to play the Chiefs right on Christmas, so that's the biggest test. That's the biggest test.
And honestly, seeing the way the Chiefs are playing,
I mean, you have a shot.
You got a shot. Last Christmas, the Chiefs lost to the Raiders.
So yeah, they're used to losing on Christmas.
If they can do it, so can we.
Yeah,
there you go.
No, but I will say, you guys made Russell Wilson look like the guy that the Broncos traded.
Thought they traded for.
and I think the Broncos destroyed that themselves. Because for instance, all the news, all the words that were coming out about like his weird behavior and stuff. I'm sure he was doing that same stuff in Seattle, but you never heard about it. And now he's probably still doing the same stuff in Pittsburgh, and no one's saying shit about it because you don't throw your players under the bus. But they,
Well, yeah.
Anyway. All right. Up next, we got our month. Okay, let's talk about the unwatchable one first.
Yeah, let's get the bad one out of the way.
Our Chargers versus Cardinals.
Oh, God.
Hold on.
You
If
gotta
you like
feel,
field goals, this is a great game.
Yeah,
well,
so,
as
yeah,
as
if you're-
Jacob
if you're-
London, you should you should love
If you're
this game.
if you're European, yes, you like this game.
I don't know how the
uh,
Chargers couldn't score a touchdown on this defense. What the heck?
Hold on, I'm trying to pull. up
Well,
the
Jalen
stats.
Rager had something to do with that.
Well, yeah, Jalen Rager would happen. I don't know. Again,
Oh my
this team now employs Jalen Rager and Eli Apple. Y'all ain't doing shit in the postseason.
That was
I'm
that
calling
was
it.
you put it on yourself.
Yeah, you did see yourself, you goddamn nincompoops. Yeah, Justin Herbert put up 349 passing yards. No touchdowns.
Didn't matter.
No touchdowns.
Empty stats.
Like, do you know how hard it is to throw 300 yards and never hit the end zone? Like, not even accidentally hit the end zone.
I mean, yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah,
I mean-
Arizona didn't do anything special. They didn't do anything special.
Yeah. Kyler had a rushing
Yeah.
touchdown. Connor looked good, but that was they just
Mar-
were just
Marvin
able to
Harrison
score.
looked like trash. This team lost me a fantasy league. I needed just some barely any. I needed just a tiny bit of production from either Marvin Harrison Jr. or Trey McBride. Both of them were trash.
I'm starting to think
They
it might
lost
have
to-
something to do with play calling. It might have something to do with play calling.
Yeah, the OC for the Cardinals needs to be fired like, immediately.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not creative, and they're not getting the ball to the best players. So
Now,
might
the
have something to
Chargers have injuries in offense, so that could be part of the issue. They got
What would it matter for this team? Their offensive skill positions aren't very good.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
this genuinely
That's
might be the
fair.
worst receiving core in all of football.
it's just this lack of talent. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no number
Yeah.
one.
There's no number one. But also the thing is the Chargers they were always in the game.
Sure.
The reason they lost towards the end, they got some really, really, really bad calls against them.
Hmm.
That I will say this: something I did miss the NFL level, the Jim Harbaugh freakouts. I love seeing that dude melt down on the sideline. It's the funniest thing on the planet.
Oh, Craig has been witness to a lot of them, assuming.
He has actually, yeah.
Watching
Wow.
Michigan games.
look.
Or did he not freak
he
out?
went-
during
I mean, look, he went. First off, last season he spent half the season not on the sidelines.
not
Um,
coaching?
Yeah, but they didn't lose a regular season game the last two seasons.
Sure.
So
Sure.
not a lot to freak out about.
But yeah, like whenever Jim Harbaugh gets a bad call, just try and
Just
pray
count
the
it.
sideline can't cuts to him because it's the funniest thing on the planet. But yeah, so they got some really, really bad calls, and I will admit they were bad. I think it was an unnecessary roughness call, which was ridiculous because he hit him with the shoulder. It wasn't helmet to helmet, it wasn't targeting. I don't understand how you make that call. But anyway, that put Arizona in field position to win the game, and they did. They kicked a game-winning field goal as time expired. And yeah, Chargers just and look, that's not the only reason the Chargers lost. They lost because of their inability to score touchdowns. That's
Mhm.
like the
But
primary
yes,
reason they lost.
yeah.
But yes, ref ball did not help them.
They had to settle for 5 field goals from Dicker the kicker.
We did get the
Yeah.
first double turnover, I think, this season. That was
We
fun.
did, yes. You're not gonna
That's the
win.
most
You're not
interesting thing
gonna
about this
win.
game.
You're not gonna win a game kicking only field goals unless you're
Nope.
Pittsburgh.
But you had to kick 7 of them, right? Was that 6 or 7
Exactly.
that game?
You can't
It was-
kick
it was
5.
6.
You got to kick.
It was
You got to
six.
kick.
Yeah,
six.
you
was
got to
six.
kick 6.
Magic number
if,
is
the,
6.
if the Chargers had kicked 6 field goals,
That's
they would
true.
have
They
won.
literally would have won. They literally would have
They
won.
would've
6
won.
field goal.
Hold on. Washington also won again kicking only field goals. How many did they kick?
You got to kick a lot if you're gonna.
Yeah, let me see. Washington kicked 7. Yeah, you got to kick at least 6 field goals because score only
You
field
can-
field
goals.
goals.
Exactly.
You kick 5 field goals, it's a loss.
Not enough.
6,
It's a loss.
6,
6. You should win.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You got it. Don't worry about it. And let's talk about the next game. The Ravens versus the Buccaneers. Now, this game was looking very ugly for Baltimore as it first started. Like, you know how Baltimore usually ends
Sure.
games really
A lot of teams
sloppily?
starting slow.
Here they started the game really sloppily.
Yeah.
Went down to a 10-point lead, but hey, can't blow a double-digit lead if you never have one. They didn't have one. But now they had to come back for a double-digit lead. Things weren't going super right until things just really did, and that offense just started clicking. Like
MVP
Lamar
Lamar
Jackson.
showed up. MVP Lamar.
Yeah, MVP Lamar Jackson showed up, and
he's
also
making a case to win a third one.
Oh,
I don't know if he
absolutely.
will, but he's making a case to win a third one. which is insane.
Baker, AFC North, Baker Mayfield also showed up. Like it's so nice seeing Baker Mayfield throw interceptions to the AFC North again. I really, really miss that. That was fun.
He's probably gonna be throwing some more.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the other thing. We realized that this offense might be kind of useless without certain people. First of all, Mike Evans went down pretty early. He scored his 100th touchdown and then injured his hamstring. And it wasn't just like a
really aggravated. He came in with a hamstring injury. And
it wasn't. It's not like a minor injury. He's out until I think he's out to the bye week. So he's out
through the bye week.
Yeah, week 11, I think. Well, and apparently he'd been limping. He was limping on the sideline prior to the.
I think they were only going to use him like in special circumstances.
Yeah, they said they were going to use him as
really
in the end zone basically to keep because they didn't want. But he had already aggravated the injury, and they still kept using him. And it's like at some point, see, and it's funny because like a lot of people are like, oh, they should have protected Chris Godwin. No, they should have protected Mike Evans from himself. Earlier this year, I actually had a hamstring injury myself, and the tricky thing with that. Now I'm sure I didn't have an NFL trainer to help me get through it. But the tricky thing with it was hard to know if it was healed or not, because it would feel fine doing most things, and I'd be like, okay, let me try to work out with it. And then also it's like, wait, nope. Well, not even one thing is you use a good you tested a little too hard. It's like, nope, can't do that. Yeah. So it's but that's a shame. But
it's not the worst injury, but it's definitely the most concerning injury. with all
the
other bad injuries, you're out for the year.
It's easy to linger and it's easy to aggravate. Is the problem. Like
the worst injury was what happened towards the end of the game. So now let's set the scene a little bit. So the Bucks were down by they had a couple of possessions they couldn't afford.
They were down 10.
They're down by 10. It was a two-possession game inside of 2 minutes. I think inside of one or like under
over a minute. Yeah.
Point is there is almost zero possible chance.
0.01% chance, maybe.
Yeah.
So I have seen the Lions score 2 touchdowns in 26.
Right. It's not impossible, but at that point, I feel like most people.
It's highly unlikely.
You play to win the game. And also the other thing, in the argument of the Buccaneers, they had shown that they were actually able to execute an onside kick. They successfully executed an onside kick earlier in the game.
I don't know if
this year.
I don't know if you can get 2 miracles in one game, but sure. I get the thinking.
It was a miracle. I feel like it would look like more skill than than luck. I mean, a little bit of both. But the way the way they were able to get the bounce, like the way they got it was they made a great bounce. It wasn't even like a close, will someone get it? Will someone not get it? It was like it was a beautiful onside kick.
That's because it's an Illinois kicker. Okay, never mind. Moving on.
You know what? I thought we agreed we weren't going to discuss that, Con.
Friendly reminder: McLaughlin did have a doink in this game.
Anyway, it was like against the wind. No, whatever.
Anyways, moving on. So either way, highly, highly, highly unlikely that you're going to win this game. So,
I get both sides of the argument of
But still, maybe don't put your players in positions when a game that's pretty much lost. And guess what happened? Godwin suffered a lower leg injury. He's now out for the year. So those are your 2 top receivers who are now done for the season.
I mean, I get the argument that you don't know that's going to happen. So it's kind of confirmation bias, but also
it could have happened at any point in the game. Well, there was I forget which game it was. Someone was pointing out that there's been other games this year where the team is completely out of it. Teams are completely out of it and they still have the starters in. And it's so those are the games where you should be protecting your players. This game again, as someone who spent a lot of time rooting for the Lions, and the Lions had to in order to
come back a lot.
They didn't win many games. So if they had a shot, it was like, okay, we need two touchdowns and 2 onside kicks in order to win this. Which is, by the way, that's what the Lions needed that game. They scored 16 points, I think. I forget. But the funny thing about this is in 2010. I remember specifically because it was after a friend's wedding. And the funny part is it was against the Eagles when they had Michael Vick, and they made the 2 touchdowns in 26 seconds to force overtime, and then of course lost in overtime
Of course, yeah.
because they're the Lions. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway,
yeah,
the Buck
so
season might be over.
without the Bucks are going to start sucking very quickly.
Very quick.
Well,
Which, like,
they've got
if
this-
you're Atlanta, this is your moment to like really make some room.
Take advantage of it.
Well, I will say the Bucks have a young wide receiver they drafted. I think is it McMillan?
Jalen McMillan.
Yeah,
Uh,
sure.
Jalen McMillan, and there was a lot of hype about him coming into the year. So, there's a potential that he could, pull through. But here's the thing: I'm not saying that
I'm not saying that he's not going to replicate Mike Evans and.
But
Chris
yeah,
yeah.
but there's a chance that they're not going to absolutely suck. They got Sterling Shepard. Maybe they'll trade. Maybe they'll give up a second-round pick for Cooper Kupp. I think Raheem Morris likes Cooper Kupp quite a bit.
If anyone needs him, it's them.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Raheem, they got the coaching staff's all former Rams coaching staff. They would be honestly, they would be the ideal landing place. And honestly, I feel like the Rams in the postseason in the offseason were so, highly praising Raheem Morris, and they were just very much like basically saying, "Oh yeah, we want him to do great, except for when we face him." So maybe they'll cut them a deal. Maybe they'll be like, "All right, we'll take on a little bit more of a salary. Just give us a 2." So I honestly think
this also does mark the first time that Mike Evans probably will not finish the year with 1,000 yards because
mathematically, unless he comes back and balls out, unless he gets 200 yards every game after he comes back.
I mean, if he comes back week 11, he's gonna have week 12.
Week 12. He'll have like 6 or 7 games to completely go nuts.
How many yards does he have so far?
335. So he would need 665.
Across 100 per game.
That's a lot to ask, even of Mike Evans. That's a lot to ask.
100 per game coming off an injury.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown did that. I mean, not off an injury, but
not off an injury.
Yeah, we'll see. The streak might be over.
Yeah. But yeah, Ravens, great win.
It's literally.
I'd be scared. Good.
At this point, it's just about can the Ravens beat the Chiefs, because I think they're probably the best team in the AFC besides the Chiefs. It's just about
the Ravens will be the the Ravens.
Yeah, well, they're also got to try to beat the Steelers at least once. It's not gonna happen. They got to try.
Fair.
Yeah.
No, and that's not me saying that. That's logic saying that. Lamar hasn't beaten us in years.
Sure.
Yeah. I've watched enough Raiders Steelers that AFC North football. It's more so
it's ugly.
Steelers Ravens than the Steelers Ravens.
Ravens always ugly.
Those should be fun.
Yeah.
All
right. Moving on to as the week that was, and I look forward to the week that is. Week
no
8.
bye weeks. No byes.
No bye weeks this week. Everybody's playing.
Everyone's got to play.
Thursday night football. We got the Vikings versus your boys, Babs, the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm gonna take the Rams. I'm taking the Rams. I think we, with our players returning from injury, and the Vikings coming off the game against the Lions, I am taking the Rams.
I'll go Vikings. I think it's close because of who's coming back, but I think the defense for the Vikings is still really good. So I'll take the Vikings.
I will point out, every time the Rams have faced the NFC North this season, they were within one score of winning. In fact, both in all 3 games. Well, against the Lions, the Rams went to overtime and lost. Against the Bears. Well, against the Bears, they had the ball down less than a touchdown, and then Stafford immediately threw up an interception. And against the Packers, they had the ball down less than a touchdown, and Stafford threw an incompletion to Jordan Whittington on 4th down and turnover on downs. So they've got a chance. I think they've got a chance.
Science dictates that the Rams are going to win this because the Vikings played the Lions. So
science.
I'm erring on the side of science.
Science
stunks for Stunks for this game. Let's in his possible last ride, Cooper Cup.
Oh, it's got to be. They're gonna be showcasing Cooper Cup
Yeah.
to get his
Assuming he
maximum trade
plays, then
value.
yes, I'll say. Assuming he's good to go, I'll say Stunks.
I think they have no,
Okay.
they have taken him off the injury report. He is healthy right now.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to say, Russell Wilson, congratulations, Stunks of the week. I told you. Man.
Yes, over a guy who threw 5 touchdowns. Sure. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Up next, going to our Sunday night slate, Titans at Lions.
Oof.
Uh,
This could get
that's
ugly.
that's a heavy spread, and honestly, I feel like the Lions hit it.
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah, are we picking against the spread?
No, I think we usually just pick straight up. But Jacob
Oh.
likes to pick to see if they cover or not.
Yeah,
I
because
just go
that's
straight
a lot of points. That's a lot of points.
Mhm.
But honestly, I think the
Yeah.
Lions do cover it.
Yeah,
Now look, if meme lord Will Levis returns, I'm definitely picking the Lions still.
Well, by the way, I love that you put it as singular Titan. To say
Just
basically
one
the
Titan.
Lions, but the Lions versus Tony Pollard.
Well, I mean, accurate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't type these up. That was Jacob. So blame him for it.
Yeah, blame me.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it's hard to pick us. I feel like anybody for the Lions is going to be stung.
This could be an
because-
all. Well, yeah, it's the not stonks is Jamison Williams.
Well, yeah, but he's not playing. PEDs again.
So yeah, so there's no Williams and there's no Montgomery. So do we?
Well, I think
Stonks
Montgomery
will
came back
be-
later in the last game.
Yeah, no,
So
he did. Like,
I think he's
Montgomery's
playing.
fine.
I think he's fine.
Okay, so they'll be back. Okay, well, so
Okay.
Maybe Sonic Boom.
I got a good one.
Okay. What do you?
Let's say
Tim
Tim Patrick. Yes.
Oh, sneaky.
I'm gonna take the easy route and say Jared Goff.
I'll say odds are no on Patrick, but it could be. That's a sneaky.
I think with no JMO, I'm going stunk, but that's 2 knots, so I guess he's not. But I think with no JMO, he's going to be stunk.
I think just the odds of just Tim Patrick being Tim Patrick is, but it could.
All right. Up next, we got Packers versus the Jaguars. Jaguar returning from London.
Hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed being the Patriots in your home city. Because that ain't happened this week.
Yeah. Packers they're scary, especially when they have all
Can
their
be.
weapons. When they have all
Yeah.
their
I mean,
weapons. So.
the only thing the Jaguars have going for them. Here's what the Jaguars have going for them. They got some swag coming off that Patriots victory,
Okay.
and they've got the humidity. The Packers players are going to be, that field in Jacksonville, very
Gonna be hot.
very sweltering, very difficult to play on. I'm of course taking the Packers to win though.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am as well.
All right. Stonks for this game, a guy who just got his very first receiving touchdown in his career, Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, sure. They definitely tried so many times just to. They threw it to him so many times in the episode just to get him that. I'll say Stonks.
I'll say Stonks.
All right, Stonks on Josh Jacobs. Let's see. Up next, who do we have? AFC South football, Colts versus Texans.
That's just,
No
I mean,
Nico
as bad as
Collins.
the
So
Texans- As
no-
bad as the
no
Texans
Wolverine.
look, you can still beat this team. I think.
Especially with AR misfiring again.
With inaccurate Richardson. So yeah, I think they can still win. It's similar to the Patriots game where they didn't really need Nico Collins. So
yeah, I
I'll
think
take the Texans.
perhaps CJ Stroud will remember his best friend Tank Dell this week, and use him to win the game. I will pick the Texans as well.
All
Well,
right,
Tank Dell can't do worse than last week. So yeah.
Well, since he's not here, and I always do it when he's not here. Stephon Diggs, stonks or not stonks?
Oh, not Stonks. Not Stonks.
Yeah, it's a coin toss for me. Sure, I'll agree with Craig. It could be a
Okay,
Tank
well,
Dell
no.
game. Tank Dell could get the squeaky wheel treatment after getting.
If Stephon gets no targets after.
It's just flipped this time.
Yeah, right. Oh my, he'll be so fucking pissed.
No, he will.
Up next, back to the AFC North. The Ravens versus the Browns.
So I don't think it matters who's starting at quarterback for the Browns. It's the Ravens. Are just
Yeah.
easily the better team.
Nick Chubb will be starting quarterback for the Browns.
Eventually.
Just wildcat the whole game.
Mm.
Ravens cover the spread.
Jameis is guaranteed to throw
I
a
would
pick.
assume he is.
So
Yes.
he's guaranteed to throw a pick.
Even if he doesn't start, he's guaranteed to throw a pick.
Exactly. He'll find a way.
Yeah, I'm also taking Baltimore because the Sadness Factory is up and running and it shows no signs of really stopping. So
gonna be a
stonks
short-
for this
buy-
game.
What did you say?
I'll say buy stock in Cleveland paper bags.
You're gonna be seeing a lot of them.
Yep.
I apologize that my Midwest accent came back when I said bags.
Next.
Bags.
Stonks or not stonks. Let's say I just had it in my head. Nick Chubb.
Stonks.
Well, the one good part of the Ravens defense is their run defense, so I'll say no.
Yeah, I'm also leaning not stonks. I feel like
Only
I can
threat.
see it.
They're going to stop. They're going to make sure to stop him.
Yeah, I could see like a heavy passing game for the Ravens for Cleveland
Browns.
because they're second. Oh, sorry for Cleveland.
You can throw on the Ravens. You can't really run on them.
Yeah, no, like the Ravens secondary is weirdly not very good. Yeah.
How many players will leave that game due to injury?
Jesus.
Over under 3.5 rounds. Over under 3.5 rounds. Leave the game.
3.5 Browns.
Oh, Browns over.
I'll say
Over 3.5.
Yes.
Now that the person we wanted to get to get.
Oh, hold on.
Hey, speak for yourself.
I'll take over. I always say you hate to see an injury, but if it's going to happen, at least it's good when it happens
to a predator.
To an asshole. It's better that it happens to an asshole. You hate to see it, but you don't wish it upon anyone. But if it's going to happen,
it's going to happen.
It's like when news broke that Harvey Weinstein got cancer. Just like, wow, I don't say this often, but go cancer.
Well, this is also why I don't feel bad. Deshaun Watson has $230 million, and we don't even have like 1% of that.
Well, I mean, I don't know that. I don't know that he has all of that. You got to imagine he spent a lot of it on physical therapy.
Jesus Christ.
Funny thing about my Achilles,
right? He's gonna have to spend some more on that.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Up next, we got the Jets taking on the Patriots again. This is going to be a big palate cleanser game just because it is New England. I don't know if this is like set in stone like it would be a couple weeks ago, just because Drake May took it pretty good. But
favorite, the Jets.
Yeah,
Hassan Reddick is coming back. Hassan Reddick is coming back for the Jets this week.
We did forget to mention that. Yeah, Hassan Reddick did finally agree to return for the Jets, so he'll be coming back this week.
Great time.
I feel like
for team.
Yeah, and also I feel like he's gonna ruin Drake May's fucking day.
I think he's gonna push himself after not practicing for however many weeks it's been, and he's going to.
We've seen what happens to other players who don't play for a while.
He's gonna push it too. They're gonna push him too hard, and he's gonna get hit in this game. Not that I don't wish that upon him. That's just my prediction.
We gotta keep clarifying.
Yeah, I don't wish. Hassan Reddick's done nothing wrong. He wanted to get out of the Jets, and I do not blame him.
But now that you are playing the Jets,
but because he's set out for 7 games, it's I feel like it seems like it's going to be bad news. I'm going to take the Patriots in this.
Yeah. Also, I don't like the Jets, so yeah, I kind of want to take the Patriots, so I will.
The Jets are in a tailspin.
I'm not gonna let personal feelings take.
I know. Voting with my heart.
I am going to pick the Jets. Stonks or not stonks, Devontae Adams.
Hard to be worse. I'll say stonks.
I'll say stonks.
He was playing the Steelers defense.
Yeah,
and I guess to play a slightly easier opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Up next. This is actually a really interesting one. Eagles versus the Bengals.
2 disappointing teams.
Two recent Super Bowl losers.
Sure, actually.
Super Bowl loser Jalen Hurts versus Super Bowl loser Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Versus actual loser Joe Burrow. Jalen Hurts didn't lose that game.
An actual loser, Nick
Defense.
Sirianni.
An
let's
actual,
see.
yes, actual loser.
I'll take
Stonks
the
or not
Eagles.
stonks, it's Kits again.
Yeah, I'll take the Eagles, but I don't feel good about it either way.
I like the Eagles' chances here.
At least they have Saquon. Yeah,
The Bengals barely beat the Browns.
That's true.
And yeah, Eagles have Saquon,
Yeah.
but he might be a little tired after running so much last
Oh,
week.
come on. He got the fourth quarter
Yeah.
off probably. So
I haven't been like super impressed with the Eagles defense, but the Bengals defense is actually even worse. So yeah, I am taking the Eagles to.
Come on, give him credit. They sacked Daniel Jones like 7 times. I'm just kidding.
And who has?
Oh, yeah, no, like,
I,
it's-
I sacked him 3 times myself, so it's
That
not
was a
that
joke.
impressive.
That was a joke.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Actually, against that O line, they might like destroy Burrow. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Stonks this one. He did not have a good game this past week, but does have a bounce back. Devontae Smith.
I mean, yeah, they didn't need him. I'll say Stonks.
I'll say no stonks. No, not stonks.
They probably
say
saw that. Like,
Stonks.
okay, we'll get you the ball.
I'll say Stonks because I need it for fantasy.
Same here.
There's a reason I don't have
up
any shares of
next.
him in fantasy.
Cardinals at Dolphins in the possible return of Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua.
Yeah.
If Tua returns, I think they win. I don't know why I say easily because it's the Dolphins, but I think they win convincingly if Tua comes back. So I'll take the
I would take the Dolphins. I'm taking the I'm not even gonna say if he comes back. He's coming back. Tua's coming back this week, and the Dolphins are going to beat the Cardinals by 7 points.
I could see that happening. I could very well see that happening. I'm also
It could be
again,
close just because we don't know.
with the
7
healthy
points is-
Tua.
7
I
points is
am
close.
Yeah.
with the healthy Tua against that Cardinals defense. I am going the Dolphins. So yeah, like given the caveat that Tua is back, Tyreek Hill.
Stonks, sure. They're at home too. Yeah.
Stonk him.
I
Stonk
might
him
see
up.
some fireworks. He'll
Oh
finally.
yeah,
he'll
didn't
finally
realize that Arizona. Didn't realize Arizona's finally flying across the country. So yeah,
Yeah.
Good.
Tyreek Hill will finally know what the end zone feels like after like 7 weeks without it.
He spent more time on the sidewalk than in the end zone.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So I just realized what you were saying. Okay. Good. Lord.
Up next, a game that would have been phenomenally more interesting if yesterday didn't happen. Falcons versus the Buccaneers.
I was going to pick the Bucks before yesterday, so not anymore.
Yeah. No, I mean, like without your 2 top receiving weapons, I feel like that's a wrap for the Bucks. Like it's Falcons all day. If the Falcons
Falcons
lose this game, that's a problem.
Again, they could pull a classic Falcons and do that, but I think no Evans, no Godwin. That's the odds are in their favor.
Let me ask. If Cup plays Thursday and gets traded to the Falcons on
And he
Friday,
played 2 games
does
in
he
1
play-
week.
does he play Sunday?
Two games to spend 4 days. No,
He'll probably be he'll be so tired after the game. He'll be like, I can't. I literally can't.
No, I do think the Falcons are going to win this. I think that in the NFL, there's typically, a lot of times, a team that underperforms 1 week will, they'll get a little fire
Right the
under
ship.
their feet, and
Right the
they'll
ship.
do better the next week. So I think that although I mean, you could say it, so both of these teams messed up last week, but I
Right,
think
but
the Falcons,
one team didn't lose 2 top receivers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. So we're all going Atlanta for this game. Stonks or not stonks, Kyle Pitts.
fingers crossed. Yes.
I'll say stonks. Yes.
Okay. Stonks on Kyle Pitts. All right. Again, yeah. Also, the Bucks defense is actually from a secondary standpoint
It's pretty bad. It's pretty
not very good. Not very good.
Not very good.
Up next, Bills at Seahawks. This actually could be a very, very good game.
Could be interesting. A lot of changes on if DK doesn't play. I feel
Yes.
like that changes a little bit. I mean, I'll pick the Bills either way.
Home
think it's
underdogs. Yeah,
They're
I'm gonna
more
take
talented.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to bet against Josh Allen in the regular season. I'm going to take the Bills. It's easy to bet against the Bills in the postseason, of course.
Okay.
This feels like the kind of game. It feels like the kind of game the Bills drop, but I'm also
It could be
gonna say
a
the Bills in this
trap
one.
game.
Yeah. Stunks or not stunks, Amari Cooper.
Stonks, stonk them up.
That Seahawks defense is not major.
They can't let that wheel get squeaky. They cannot let that wheel get squeaky.
Yeah, keep them happy.
Up next, candidate for unwatchable game of the week. The Chargers do what they did last week. Saints.
Well, especially if there's no car. Especially if they're still hurt.
Yeah.
Well,
If
so
the car
Barry-
is still broken down, then yes.
Yeah.
I will say though, I think the Saints cover the spread if they start Jake Hayner. Spencer Rattler is trash. I mean, it's a little rough to call a 5th round rookie trash, but
But if Hayner doesn't even have Olave to throw to, he might not be that good.
do we know if Olave is going to be back or not?
We don't.
I feel
It's
like
all-
I
it's
feel like
all
yeah,
in
Olave,
the air now.
He's up in the air. We don't know.
It's up in the air.
I think
I'm just
I think-
banking
I
on
think-
they're not playing, so I'll pick the Chargers.
Even with
Yeah,
them
no,
playing,
I'm taking the
since
Chargers
there's
to win.
car. Yeah, but you can take Saints to cover.
Yeah. Pick
Yeah,
Saints cover,
yeah.
but pick the
Chargers win,
Chargers.
Saints
I see.
cover. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm taking the Chargers. Like even with Olave with no car, like that, that's
The odds are against you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got Kamara. Just look, James Conner looked good as Chargers last week, and
Yes,
Alvin Kamara, makes James Conner
He'll
look
be,
like
he'll be
John
angry
Conner.
after last game.
Stonks for this game. Let's say the guy who at one point was the leading rusher in the NFL, J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins. I think you can run on the Saints as Javonte Williams showed. So yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Let's say it's Jim. No one loves to run the ball more than Jim Harbaugh. So
That's true.
Stonks.
Okay. Up next, we have a game that Nancy's probably gonna be very happy. She's gonna be drunk at a wedding during. Chiefs versus Raiders.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, they have beaten the Chiefs before. It's just with Gardner Minshew, there's almost no chance.
well, the problem, well, they got Desmond Ritter. It might be Desmond Ritter instead. Not that that sounds better, but I mean, no, I mean,
If it's Desmond Ritter, take the Chiefs to cover this spread because it's gonna happen.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
Now the thing though, so you got 2 points of view for this. Number one, Mahomes is not playing well.
Juju's out.
Number two, last year when the Raiders beat the Chiefs, it was the defense that scored all those points. So it wasn't about. It's not about the offense. Gardner Minshew can be utter trash, and if the defense puts up 21 points, then they'll win the game. So I am clearly going to take the Chiefs, but I think the Raiders cover. I think the Raiders cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also going. I'm obviously going the Chiefs just because goddamn team's gonna be.
Big
Although,
grudging.
I actually do kind of want them to win playing as bad as they've been doing, just because I think it'd be funny. Let's see, stonks, not stonks this week. Oof. I mean,
Who's left?
Alexander Madison.
who is left for the? Who is left?
Who's
for
left
the
from
Chiefs?
both teams? Honestly.
Yeah, no, right. Who's
Alexander
left?
Madison. Madison.
Let's say Sky Moore.
No, absolutely not.
Not
Has
Stonks.
he done anything?
Sky Moore, absolutely fucking not. No.
But also, if you were gonna say Madison, also no, because the Chiefs' run defense is really good.
Yeah, that's
So
actually really good.
so even if it's Madison,
Actually, better question: does Mahomes throw a pick in this game?
yes,
Yes.
throw a pick every game.
He has.
Somehow.
I think he
Against-
I think he breaks the streak. I don't think he gets picked off by the Raiders.
I think he does. I would bet he gets picked off. I would take the over at 0.5 interception.
Interceptions.
All right.
Somehow he finds a way.
This line is kind of absurd, but I kind of get
Another
it.
unwatchable game.
Panthers. Yeah, this game could.
I mean, it could be Bryce Young again.
could be Bryce Young.
In
Honestly,
which
at
case,
this point-
absolutely, they would cover.
At this
Somehow
point,
Bryce
the
Young
Broncos-
returned.
Yeah.
At this point, the Broncos may. The Panthers may well start Bryce Young again because Andy Dalton sucks again. So
Yes.
Yeah.
And Surtain might be back. He should be back. So the defense is only going to get better.
And if they get the
they-
first round pick for a third year in a row, they could draft a quarterback.
The Broncos or the Panthers?
Panthers.
The
Panthers. Panthers.
And they
both actually when Bo Nix inevitably flashes out. But
Yeah, I'll take the Broncos.
Broncos, of course.
Defense wins games.
Also going Broncos. Stonks for this game. Let's say L. Ron Hubbard.
What? What's the connection there? Oh, Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba Hubbard.
Oh,
And he runs.
Got
And he
it.
runs. L. Ron Hubbard.
God damn.
oh, okay. Oh,
I
I
mean,
thought you were saying one of the players was a Scientologist. I'm going to say no.
I
Science.
mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Broncos defense
no.
is good.
They're
No
really,
Stonks.
yeah. I'll say no.
Okay, not Stonks on
Jonathan
Chuba.
Brooks is threatening. He's approaching Jonathan Brooks.
Up next, Bears at Commanders. I will say this: if you get do not bet on this spread unless you know Jaden Daniels. is not playing.
Daniel's status, yeah, you know his
Yeah.
status.
And Marcus Mariota looked pretty good last
Like,
week. He
if-
looked like
Yeah, against the Panthers defense, I wouldn't trust that.
a former
Against Carolina,
second,
yes.
former number 2 overall pick.
Like 10 years ago, but yes. I'll take the Bears, who also have a really good defense.
I do love it. No matter what, this will be the number 1 overall pick versus a number 2 overall pick, though.
No, that's true. It's
Either
not the
way.
one we were hoping for.
Yeah, we're getting
I mean,
A number 1 versus A number 1 versus number 2 is not the one we thought we were gonna get.
Exactly.
I'm going to say Jaden Daniels is going to play and the Commanders win this game.
I think my
The
thinking
Bears,
is
the
that
Bears
even if
should
Jaden Daniels
trade
plays,
for the Bears should trade for good.
they should trade for who?
The
Is
Bears
there
should
Bears
the Bears should trade for Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston. That way we can get the
We can get another number 1.
number 1, number 2 overall. Pick.
Yeah.
No, yeah, the number 1 versus number 2 overall from 2013. Get the throwback ball.
My thinking is that even if Jaden Daniels plays, I think the Bears defense is still good enough that I think they still win. So I'll pick the Bears no matter what.
Yeah.
And Caleb Williams is
yeah.
looking better, and he gets another easy defense. So
Don't let Chance's dad hear you make that pick.
oh, okay.
Why not that one? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, we're just like, yeah. Sorry, Dad. Is he watching? I'm going the Bears. Okay, moving on. Stonks or not stonks? Coming off a bye. Let's say Keenan Allen.
Not
Sure.
Stonks.
I'll say Stonks.
Ooh.
I think
I'll say stonks because watching secondary is actually kind of
It's pretty
awful.
bad.
Yeah, which means
They
DJ
got-
Moore will go. Yeah.
Mhm. We'll see. It could just be. It's gonna be one of them. We just don't know who.
Sunday night football, a game that is must win for both of these teams. Cowboys
Game
versus
that's-
the 49ers.
In the past, this used to be amazing, and now I don't know.
Losers leave town.
I know this.
Losers leave
I'd
town.
I'd welcome that. I'd welcome that. But okay, look, if the Niners win, only Brandon Ayuk has to leave town.
He's not even gonna play.
I know.
So
but still.
yeah. What's
He'll be on the
interesting
sideline.
is someone I heard it on a podcast, they pointed out that even though the Cowboys are coming off a bye, the 49ers actually will have more time to have prepped for this because they played a Thursday night football, and so they've been able to have the players in the building, whereas the Cowboys weren't allowed to have the players in the building during the bye. So I think the Cowboys are still going to win this because the 49ers are decimated.
I think the 49ers will win because it's the Cowboys.
Let's see.
They're going to cost Mike McCarthy his job.
I mean, probably should have already been
Nice.
fired.
Yeah. I said I'd never pick the 49ers in a game this year.
But now that Brandon Ayuk's hurt, you have no obligation to pick against them.
He's still on the roster.
Well, okay. You will literally find any excuse.
Until Brandon Ayuk is released from that roster, like the bummy is,
Okay.
I will not. Okay, fine. Now, since he's hurt and he's not playing, I'll give them the pity pick for the 49ers.
I don't
Purely
trust the
because
Cowboys.
Brandon Ayuk is not playing.
I don't
Yeah,
trust
either.
the Cowboys. Yeah, they could win. I just don't trust it.
All right. Stonks for this game. Got two in my head. But let's go with
Pearsall?
the Ricky Pearsall.
He'll probably do better than last game. It's not enough for Stonks. But he'll get better.
I'm gonna say
He's gonna
not
have to.
Stonks. I think Juwan Jennings is gonna be the focus of the.
Assuming
offense.
Juwan Jennings plays, he was hurt last game. But
Yeah,
No, I
like,
know.
we know Juwan
I
Jennings
think he'll be
playing.
back.
assuming
I'm
he plays,
projecting.
yes,
I'm predicting that Juwan Jennings will be back. Of course.
he will score 3 more touchdowns because apparently that's the only time he can score is when everyone else is hurt.
Everyone else is hurt. I'll give. Yeah, I think Pearsall will be Stonks. He has to be, but yeah, I don't love the pick. So that was two. That was two not stonks for Pearsall.
It'll take a bit for Pearsall to get up to speed.
Well, I said not stonks. Con, did you say stonks or not stonks?
I said not stonks, not yet for Pearsall.
Oh,
He said not.
you
So
said
yeah,
not
we had
Not
two
yet.
stonks. We had two stonks. Not stonks. We had two not
He
stonks.
literally The man was literally shot like a month ago. You need some time.
And yet he came back before Michael Thomas did.
And McCaffrey.
We had Emmett Gafford.
His own teammate he came back before.
Up next, Giants at Steelers.
Ooh.
Really enough, we get to play both MetLife teams back to back. That's interesting.
Oh, sure. That's,
Yeah, look.
Come on. If you don't pick the Steelers,
Even the
then
most
I don't know who
diehard,
you've
even
been
the most
watching.
diehard Steelers haters cannot pick the Giants against this team.
No, Daniel Jones will be murdered live on air.
Daniel Jones is gonna fucking die. Like look, TJ Watt has
Send your prayers now.
plays. The sack numbers aren't there, but yeah, he's gonna put.
Oh, they will be now.
He's gonna get,
They will be now.
oh, he's gonna get his numbers. He's gonna get his numbers. Like,
Over under
there's no
under
point
2.5 just for TJ Watt. Over under 2.5.
I take the over. Take the over. Especially with no Andrew Thomas. Take the
That's
over.
true. That's true.
Over.
Yeah. I'm not going to say over.
Yeah. And like what also helps me the fact that they've won 2 straight games convincingly. So
Sure.
yeah,
Mhm.
1,000% going with Pittsburgh on this
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to speak me on this.
No.
So the Steelers are about to be 6-2. As we know, everybody on the Steelers stunks. Everybody on the other team not stunks.
Another week where there's no argument.
I mean, that's accurate.
Like I wanted to
Argument here.
disagree, but god damn it, you're right.
Even Van Jefferson stonks.
Exactly. Everyone's going to catch a touchdown.
Everyone stunks. Everybody is stunks. Every single person.
Fryermuth.
Up
Did
next-
you, have you heard that? Also, did you hear that Fryermuth? His last name is actually pronounced Fryermuth, even though everyone says it's Fryermuth.
I think he said
But-
like no one.
Yeah, no.
He doesn't want to correct people.
Yeah, he doesn't want to correct them because he likes them saying "mooth."
Booth.
Yeah.
Great, wonderful,
Good shit.
wonderful fucking pickup. I love that we got him in the draft. Yeah, Jacob's best bets. Last week he nearly had it. Nearly had it,
But he believed in Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, that was our mistake. That was the mistake.
He was so close.
His bets this week, we got Browns. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Browns +9. Not bad considering they have so
Probably
much
because
football.
it's too much and it's too many points.
Yeah, too much. Patriots +7. I don't hate that pick.
Don't hate
Steelers -6.5. Yeah. Given the fact we won our last 2 games like over 20 points, I genuinely do think we will blow out the Giants. And it's at home, so yeah.
Sure.
Cardinals +3. Who are the Cardinals playing again? Oh,
Dolphins.
yeah.
He probably was banking on no Tua, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, like with Tua, I'd probably switch this, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. I would take Dolphins
And-
minus. Sorry, Dolphins.
And then Broncos, who are going to blow out.
Yeah, Broncos -9. Yeah, I can see it happening. One I will throw up for consideration. One that I do like, especially before like Vegas changes it. I like Falcons at +2.5 over the Bucks because I feel like with no
Oh, yeah.
Godwin and no Evans, there's no
Take it before they
there's
change.
no fucking way.
it.
No fucking
Yeah.
way. Take it
Yeah.
exactly. Like hop on that shit right now before it gets changed.
Yeah.
I mean, I would take Falcons money line.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, you could do that too. Like I 100% would go on that, but I think the odds are better on the like you get more of a better on the spread. But yeah, Craig, that's gonna be the end of our show. Thank you so much for joining us. Where will we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Barbarian Craig. And you can find me on Instagram at the handle of CF Gagner, C as in Craig, F as in Frank, GAYNIER, as in Gagner, as in the French word to win, as in all I do is win. And we won Sunday, and we're going to win again on Thursday against these Vikings.
Wait, you weren't Jacob this whole time?
I never said I was
I've
Jacob
been
London. I said I'd
fooled.
knock
I've been
off
fooled.
Jacob
I've been
London. I want to knock off
I'm
Jacob
just
London.
maybe I wasn't paying attention.
I
But,
have been deceived.
But I will also say, yeah, look for me on the television. Look for me on the telly. Perhaps they'll cut to me cheering in the stands, even though I'll be sitting next to a sad Vikings fan.
Oh.
Oh.
They haven't had much reason to be
Alright,
sad, at least this year, until last week.
Yeah, that could change if the curse of the Lions rings true.
Yeah.
Connor will find you.
I'm on Twitter at the King Khan. I'm on Letterboxd, and yeah, you can find actually all three of us soon attending Jacob's wedding. And the address is I'm just kidding.
Okay. You can find me at Twitter, Instagram, @chance_91. Checking the Stories by Chance, the podcast episode on Nightmare on Elm Street was recently posted. Go check that out. It was a lot of fun to talk about it. Our episode on Carrie will be dropping within the next few days. And thank you for watching, and we will see you next week. I did not have the thing keyed up on time. There we go.